Hello everybody! Oh my gosh, I am falling way behind. I'm almost here. I'm sorry I'm running a little late. I was having trouble with the camera and then I just got distracted by just random stuff. I don't even know what I got distracted by. I think there was just something that's like, oh, that sounds interesting. What's that about? And then I was like, oh no. What are we doing today? We're making wolves! Help me make some gobbo wolves. Some ancient gobbo wolves. Yeah, these models are ancient. Oh my gosh. Hello, Honey Rose. How you doing? And everyone else. Oh my gosh. Posts. And then Control V. Post. Oops. Control C. Control V. Press enter. And I need to copy this. And I need to paste this over here. And I need to post. I might as well just bring this up now. Hello. You're doing great. Yay. I'm glad you're great. I'm glad you're great. I need to move myself a little bit. I'm in a bit. Yeah, there's a good position. There's a good... Cupcake, why are you so high up? Come on, stop floating. Stop floating, Cupcake. You know, you're not allowed to float. It's bad. What are we being told about floaters? Oh, gosh. Did this work? Did everything post correctly? I hope it did. I hope it did. Yeah, things are posting correctly. Okay, I posted here. I'm advertising this. I'm gonna have to like go away in a couple of seconds after I finish advertising it because I need to throw away. I don't need to throw away. I need to put some stuff in the dishwasher. And then I need to go to a cupcake. Yes, cupcake meeting. Definitely cupcake meeting. Definitely not going to the bathroom. That's what I call it. I mean, some people call it idol meeting. It's like, oh, I have to go to an idol meeting. I'm not going to the bathroom. We don't go to the bathroom. But for me, it's a cupcake meeting because I'm a cupcake. I'm not an idol. I'm a cupcake. Yuck. Okay, moving stuff. How is that? Oh, that's a bit big there. Okay, move this here. Minimize this thing. How you doing, Cupcake?
Pog online poggers.
Yeah, Pog Online Poggers. Hello, Talon. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. We are... There we go. Open this up. Oh no, my gosh, Bunry's here. How was your tiring day today? I hope it wasn't too tiring. I hope you had a good sleep. And it was great fun. How's everything? We're not too laggy, are we? No, we're not laggy. We're not messing up. Everything is fine. Yeah! I'm dancing around. Yeah, I need to change myself a little more this way. A little bigger, a little smaller. I need like the scale to be slightly smaller. Probably you're a bit small today. Maybe. I don't know. My head's not going off the screen. Good. Good. That's what I need to make sure. My head's not being cut off. Well, I hope you're doing weller. I'm weller. What's a weller? Weller man. Oh, how does that song go? How does the Weller Man song go? Someone tell me. Someone sing it to me. With the tune and everything. I'm going to assume it's got the same tune as Smelly Cat. So it's Weller Man, what are they welling you? Stinky cat, whatever. Also, I got family coming over, so I need to be with them. So I'll be back in 12 to 14 minutes. Okay, good luck, Honey Rose. I hope you enjoy your time with your family. Yeah. I got a great time. You celebrated your grandmother's birthday and you got stuffed with food. Oh my gosh, so nice. So good. Oh my gosh. I've done nothing special today. It took me forever to get up to this morning. I did not sleep well last night. Oh my gosh. I got to bed late, but I just couldn't sleep. And then once I did get to sleep, I was just waking up, falling asleep again, waking up, falling asleep again. I've had basic this entire morning. I just lost to just doing that too. But then I finally got up, made myself some spaghetti bolognese, changed my bed, also decided what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to play some dungeon crawler. And on Tuesday, what do we do on Tuesday? Hollow Cure. Wednesday, what are we doing on Wednesday? Or maybe we won't do Hollow Cure on Tuesday. Maybe we'll do something else. Maybe we'll do a new game. Oh no, next week we need to do resting week because, oh my gosh, this week has been... I know I've not really done a hell of a lot, but at the same time, with my health conditions, I don't need to do a lot to be just exhausted and in pain. You keep rebooting yourself a whole morning. It's not just a whole morning. It's like, oh, I barely got any proper sleep. I probably slept a lot when you add over in different instances, but from the moment I got to sleep to the moment I got up properly, I was pretty much just constantly just falling asleep, waking up, falling asleep, waking up, probably hundreds of times. And each time I fell asleep, I was just having another weird dream. It was not very restful. Actually, no, it did start to get a bit restful later on, but the first couple of hours, it was just, oh, it's exhausting. I've not been stressed. I think maybe I'm a bit stressed. Maybe I'm stressed, because usually when you get stuff like that going on, for say you're stressed or you're worried or something like that, it could also just be my ill health. Nano Fate is here. Hello, how you doing? How you doing, Nano Fate? I hope you're doing well. Yeah. I hope you're all doing well. Oh my gosh, but I need to just BRB for a couple of minutes so I can go into a cupcake meeting and put this smelly plate of pasta. I had some spaghetti with some chicken and some tomato sauce that I made myself. It was really tasty. And it had some cheese on it and it was like nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. That's what it's like. And then I ate it all up. And it was tasty, but now I've still got the plate here. And I don't want the plate smelling up my room. Yeah. SW5 is here. Hello, SW5. How you doing? We left the cat alone the whole afternoon. Now she is on the hunt for huggies. Oh, give her big cuddles. Give the cat cuddles. What are you doing watching this stream? You should be paying attention to the cat. If anything like my cats, oh my gosh, my cats are just so needy. Oh my gosh. So needy. You're working on your Talan Defiler. Nice. Where did you get a rat man from? Why did you choose a rat? Rat Defiler. Oh my gosh, you defiled a rat. I'm pretty good. It's part of a year when the heat is 24/7 and I itch forever. Oh, that's not nice. That's not nice. Oh, you must live in like the southern hemisphere or something. Because it's winter for us. Summer for everyone else. Winter for some, summer for others. Because I spotted a brood tower in your IFDS and you bought it? In your figs. In your figs and you bought it. What's an IFDS? Internet Forge Graveyard System. No. I'm guessing it's Graveyard Shop. Interesting figurines and graveyard shop. That's what I'm saying. Oh, that is not I, it's an L. Oops. Local friendly gaming store. Oh, you see about a brood tower. Nice. Nice. Oh no. I moved it. This is what we're doing today. This is what we're building today. Fish model set. I don't have my gloves on at the moment. Look, it's a wolf. It's a wolf of a gobbo. It's Warhammer for Old World. These gobbos are so... I don't want to see how old they are. That's the way I'm one of these two. What does it say in the sprue? What's the age? Oh, that's 2000. I thought they were older. I thought they were even older. Oh no, this one. 1992. Oh my gosh, this is ancient for wolves from 1992. Look at that. 1992 wolf. This wolf. This good boy right here. Older than Talan's mom. Conjuror evil scientist wants to steal you. I don't want to steal you. Why would I steal you? Ew. That's called kidnapping. Or rat-napping. I'm hugging her and we're snuggling and she's asleep right now next to my face with my boy Fenrir. Aww. There we go. Oh, what do you mean? What do I mean? I'm not kidnapping you. I'm not stealing you. Older than Talan and Talan's mum. Now that's old. Yeek. Oh my gosh, look, 19. You're not scientist. Oh, mum is fine. Oh, you said. Oh, I misread it as Conjuror the evil scientist. Oh, I said you were calling me an evil scientist. Hey, I'm actually a scientist, you crazy egg. I'm a Okay, I might not be a biologist. I might not be a chemist. But I am a physicist. So we don't really experiment. Actually, no, some physicists do experimental animals quite a lot because it's like, I want to discover what radiation does to the human body. And also, you had to think where I had to do a study in, like, you know, souls, life. I had to do like a study. I say it had to, I chose to. But like a lot of physics, especially theoretical physics, is philosophy. And it's like, what the hell is life? Like, what is it? What is the soul? Is there such thing as a soul? What's going on here? Why are we cognitive? Why do I know I exist? It becomes a very big thing. It's like, what is the physics principle behind this? So then you do actually do experiments. And you also look at different researches people have done. It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Show me a science you do. Show me the science I do. Right now, this is a social experiment to see how many colorblind people will like my character. Physicists are not real scientists. Y'all occupy lab space to do the thinker pose and think really hard. I mean, that's actually true. That's actually really true. Most of what physicists do, especially theoretical physicists, rather, has no real world principle. And even when it does, it's minimal. It's not all the time. Like sometimes it's massive because theoretical physics is like, a lot of theoretical physics is about trying to prove the existence of things that we don't know and can't prove the existence of. So you try using maths. But a lot of what we take for granted as just common fact today was first theorized by physicists. But for years, they couldn't physically prove it. They could only prove it using maths and stuff. But it became a thing where people started using these theories for almost everything. Like, do you know, for how the Earth rotates the sun and stuff, and like the size of the Earth and gravity and all of that stuff. And then they started like ships and stuff use those principles and navigation principles, and it was great. And it was, yeah, but a lot of what we do today, I mean, okay, I think modern physics, this means that we got some new materials and some new ideas about radiation. But yeah, a lot of theoretical physics, especially a lot of the stuff I did, had no real grounding on anything. At least there's a lot of the stuff I did early on in, I say early on in university, you don't really do much theoretical stuff, or too much of theoretical stuff, but we don't just take as fact. Foitan, hello Foitan, chaos, the imperceptible movement of things past our knowledge within the mind. Yeah. What? Maybe. John Ackworth. Hello, John Ackworth. Theoretical physicians. It's not physicians, it's physicists. Physicians are like for your body. That's like a doctor for your body. Physicists. They're like normal physicists, but they wear monocles and have silly mustaches. No, they don't. I never. No, actually, I lie. I did wear a monocle at one point. It was for cosplay. And I didn't have actually, no, I have worn silly mustaches. I can get your silly mustache out. I don't have a monocle for it. I don't have a little monocle, but I got my glasses. I guess I could hide half my glasses. Oh, no, fake. Can't find eggnog anywhere, so I have to make it myself. It's a pain to make, though. Yeah. Oh. An army general claimed to know the soul exists when they attempted out-of-body experiences. The CIA has it all documented on their website called the Gateway Process, but yeah, that's a very skeptical thing. A lot of army generals claim a lot of stuff, and they're very... I worked in the military for a little bit, and was part of a group that thought about weapons and stuff. Yeah, anyway, I had to interact with a bunch of army generals, and a lot of them, yeah, they're not the smartest eggs. A lot of them are very arrogant as well. And some of them, very reasonable. A lot of them, nope. They're very silly people. That being said, you still have to have an open mind about a lot of things, especially if you're going into weapons and you're trying to experiment with all sorts of things. Because what might seem silly today is common tomorrow. It's just common knowledge tomorrow. There's a lot of times in history where it's like, oh, that sounds stupid. That sounds silly. It's like, oh, it's real. Timmy Turner! Instead of mustaches and monocles, cupcakes have a Timmy Turner booktooth look-alike. Yeah! They wanted remote viewing as a tactical asset, and then it got all spiritual. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. If you want any project to derail into voodoo, just ask physicists in that lab. No, not really. Most physicists don't do that sort of stuff. I mean, I obviously looked into it because I mean, a lot of my stuff was about, I did particle physics on most part. And, you know, subatomic, oh, what's it called? I can't remember the word for it. I'm really bad with words. Oh, it's like subatomic. It's a specific term. Oh, but it's basically like, you know, going smaller than photons and electrons. And when I was researching, it was like, what's smaller than a photon? Is it truly the smallest particle you can get? Or, you know, and yeah, or is it made up of stuff? And my entire thing was, my theory is that the world is made up. Like, some theories say that everything's made out of energy. My idea is that energy is made out of mass, and everything is made out of mass. Like, everything is just part of, like, a fabric. They wanted, oh gosh. Wave or particle, that stuff always gets me. Why not both? I mean, don't forget that a sound wave is just a bunch of particles moving and bumping into one another effectively. A sound wave is a wave, yet it's just a bunch of particles bumping into one another. So the idea of something being both a wave and a particle simultaneously is actually not that crazy. I mean, okay, photons do work a lot more differently. Also, a lot of the stuff is about, but one that always threw me, and it still throws me a lot, is how certain stuff changes when it's under observation and when it's not. Like, if you just do an experiment where you're looking at it effectively, you'll get different results to when you're not observing it. It's like, yeah. I mean, the wave or particle is that, but at the same time, you can have the same properties while observing it. So it can be a wave and it can be a particle both while being observed. It just depends. These things get very weird very quickly. It's very weird. But yeah, the changes while it's being observed, it's a very interesting thing. Isn't it mass and energy are effective interchangeable at extreme ends? Kind of, yeah. Mass and energy can't really be destroyed. They can only be converted into one another. That's the basis of a lot of physics. So for some theories of physics that basically go into the idea of, but potentially it can be destroyed. Yeah, and I need to clean up. I'll be back soon. I need to clean up. I need to go to the little cupcake room. I have returned! Yeet! Where's the hand cam? Here we go, hand cam. Photons. Do you mean those blueberry aliens from StarCraft? No! Photons are a wave and a particle, yeah. Photons are mostly a particle. In fact, photons are best thought of as a particle that behaves like a wave. At least personally, that's what I feel like. There we go. My wild idea is that all matter as we know it is foreign to this universe, and gravity is a window into its native universe. No, that's very wild and silly. I mean, it would be good for a good story. I mean, when it comes down to it, it's like one of the big theories. Actually, there's a number of theories. One of them's called it's called quantum foam theory or something, and then you got string theory itself. But it's like one of my favorite ideas for it. It's a bit silly, but I actually did make this idea mostly just for a silly book, science fiction book, where all the universe is effectively like a fabric, like a 3D fabric, a cube of fabric, and all particle. And the best way to feel for fabric is like lots and lots of chains, hooks and loops into one another, just in every single direction. And what happens is when you get a particle or like some energy or whatever, it's like a knot forms within the change, and it all just like dense together. And the more of them you get together of these dense things forming together, then it's pulling at the fabric itself of the universe, pulling everything in towards it. And as a result, all matter isn't made up of just all matter is the knots. And just as a knot can move through the fabric, what's a good way to describe it? Yeah, a knot moves through fabric, but the material making up the knot actually changes as the knot moves. The shape of a knot remains, but the material making it up, so as it goes along the line of a fabric, that bit stays behind. So it's like a wave traveling through the fabric, and all matter, as a result, all mass, all energy and everything, it's just waves in this fabric forming around knots. And all these waves pull and pull everything in towards it because it's pulling at the fabric. And that's what the gravity effectively is. And then it's also explained, you can also then extrapolate that to explain all the different types of forces or the radiations, why the smaller particles you get, they start acting like their behavior changes heavily. And it's interesting. At first, I only made that theory up for a science fiction novel, but then I actually expanded on it a bit. And then I was like, you know what? I actually like this theory. There's a bunch of theories that have this very similar premise. And those ones definitely have a lot more, what's backing to them. A lot more thought put into them. There's a science being spoken. Yeah, but let's get to the models. We looked at physics. We've been talking about physicsy, sciencey stuff. I like your funny words, conjurement. The thing is one of the big things I always struggled with physics. Oh, look at all the bases. Actually, it's one of the things I struggled with. I always struggle remembering words and stuff. Apart this probably dyslexia and my autism and stuff. But I never knew that for years. It's one of the reasons why I did physics, because I could get by on mathematical skill rather than having to remember names and dates and stuff, because I cannot remember names and dates for the life of me. I always forget stuff. I get confused between, like, words are used on a daily basis. I get confused between them. I'm always, and that's one of the big things. And because I've not really done physics properly for years, because ever since my health just completely deteriorated, I'm just way worse at trying to remember all the funny words. All the funny physics words. That being said, I also had to do a lot of explaining in layman's terms anyway, especially after it. I was having to, like, you know, I've got all these physics theories, but I have to explain them to people who don't really understand it. So let's explain it in layman's terms, or try to explain it in layman's terms. There we go. There we go. Wait. There's 16. I thought there was 16 models in here, but if it says 15 of about, is it 16 in here? There's 16 bases. The box says there's how many? There's 15 Citadel miniatures. But I got a 16, but why is there 16 bases? Why have I got a spare base? Science is spoken, because science subject is spoken. Yeah, I love science. Science is fun. Science is fun. As I said, most of my scientific stuff was in particle physics. Very theoretical particle physics, mind you. What's it called? That's where most of my research was. I did a lot of stuff, you know, about plasma and things like that, and, you know, weapons technology at some point. You know, theoretical weapons technology, like, people want to make plasma guns. Is there any point to making plasma guns? No, there is no point to making plasma weaponry because it would be expensive, unreliable, and not better than what we currently have. Like, why make a plasma gun when you can just shoot someone with a normal bullet? That being said, there are some implications to it, like, you know, the ability to mess with drones, but then why not just use a laser? Well, that's one of the things. It's like lasers. Not very useful unless you want to make a vehicle's fuel tank explode or ammunition explode or something. Mostly useful against missiles. Oh gosh. There we go. So we got lots and lots of little wolves. The other reason we got no plasma yet. I mean, we can make plasma weapons. I mean, we could theoretically make them. It's not difficult to make plasma. I mean, you got plasma torches, for goodness sake, you know, for welding. It's just there's no real point in making them. And if we would make them, it would be some sort of plasma missile. And we wouldn't even refer to it as a plasma missile. Maybe some news corporations would refer to it just for fear-mongering. I mean, making a missile that could explode and generate plasma with its explosion just means it's making a very, very hot explosion. And we already have stuff that do stuff like that. We just call them flamethrowers, because if throw a missile that creates a lot of flame. Or thermobaric weaponry. Thermobaric weapons. Okay, how many wolves do we actually get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. 13, 14. There's only 15 wolves. That means we can't make 16. Oh, that means we did get a spare base. It's sad. Throw it away. There we go. 16 wolves. Pile of them here. And then we got some gobbles we can put on top of them, which have some little shields. Now, I know that wolf archers are like way better in Total War, but in the board game, wolf archers do have a lot of weaknesses. One being the fact that they're very easy to kill, especially in Old World where you don't get +1 to your armor for being mounted. 2, for no better than infantry archers. 3 is that while they can move and shoot, you still suffer negative to hit with them. And when you're running away from an enemy, you kind of die. No, the tables are generally much smaller for battlefield to be playing on in, what's it called, the board game. And as a result, trying to use, you know, light cavalry like archers is kind of useless. Would you not just use plasma as heat projectile? I mean, kind of, in a way, but it's not necessarily going to be any better because to to generate the heat you need for plasma takes a lot of energy. And it'll be very expensive to generate that energy for a single heat round. But it also cools down very, 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 very quickly. Because you got to realize, compared to plasma, everything else is extremely cold. And as a result, that heat spreads out very quickly. As soon as you hit something like a tank with that amount of heat, it will just spread the heat throughout the entire tank shell. So you definitely want it to penetrate in to get inside. And at that point, what's the point in using plasma when you've already got, like, an RPG round already does something very similar with superheated copper, in which it hits the armor and just basically injects superheated copper into the environment inside the tank, or at least that's what it's intended to do. Modern tanks have all sorts of defenses to make sure that the copper doesn't get inside the tank. High explosive anti-tank. But yeah, so the main thing is you'd want the plasma to get inside the tank. So you want to be penetrating the tank and then throwing plasma inside it, a bit like these other rounds do. And for defenses that stop RPGs and the copper being squirted inside effectively, would actually just be almost just as effective against plasma. Like, don't forget, a plasma torch can cut through stuff really easily, but it still takes a good few seconds to cut through even, you know, mildly thick steel. A tank is made out of multiple layers of very thick steel. So the amount of plasma you need to burn a hole through a tank is honestly quite a lot of it. And because it will cool down and try to spread through, the heat will try to dissipate through the entire tank shell, you need something that would constantly be generating more heat while it's doing that. And for a little while, ultimately, it'll be kind of meh. So you might as well just be using stuff like the javelin or your other stuff, things that hit very hard with a very large explosion. A very large explosion doesn't need to generate plasma and heat. It needs to generate kinetic force. You don't want to be wasting your... The thing that destroys tanks now is mostly kinetic force. It's not the heat of the attack. It's not the fire and the flames and everything else. The fire and the flames is the consequence of it. Right, so putting most of your energy from your attack into heat is not really going to help. You want it to be doing a very large, very powerful explosion after it's hit the enemy very, very hard. So it's like pounds into it, then explodes. The shockwave should go... The shockwave should hit a tank. You look to me, I want a shockwave to hit a tank so hard that even if it doesn't penetrate the armor, if it gets close enough, it's going to cause the ammunition to explode. It's going to cause the armor to be weakened. It's going to cause the people inside to be shaken up. I mean, obviously for its reasons, it's almost every single reason you'd use a plasma weapon. There's weapons that already exist that do the same job for much cheaper and a plasma weapon wouldn't necessarily be any better. It's not even multiple layers of metal, it's ceramics, glass. Yes. Depending what the tank and what surface you're looking at. Usually it's a mixture of all of them. Usually it's like metal with a ceramic on and then a special type of paint on as well. And yeah, glass is also there. And what's it called? Oh, what is it called? Carbon fiber? No. Whatever. You got lots of stuff. There's a lot of armor to a tank. And there's just not much. I mean, maybe against a lightly armored vehicle, a plasma weapon could actually be very, very good. Like against a Humvee, if you could generate a ball of plasma effectively, then yeah, it'd be very good. It would destroy the Humvee and it will kill the people inside, very likely. But against an MRAP, which is replacing the Humvee, it won't be very useful. Against a Gavin, maybe it would be useful. Maybe you could cook the people inside it, but the M113 is kind of terrible anyway. And maybe against some of the Soviet vehicles as well, especially for ones that have much lighter armor. Because I know a lot of Soviet vehicles have, on paper, certain amount of thickness of armor. In reality, it's much less and different materials. Often a lot of Soviet armor doesn't actually use military graded steel and stuff. Instead, it uses civilian grade, which is not tough enough. Because they did a lot of penny pinching in a lot of areas. So sometimes if they mass-produced vehicles, it'd be like, So maybe against those types of vehicles, it would be useful, where you could break through the armor and then just have this ball of fire effectively just roast everybody inside it. But those vehicles don't generally give their crew a lot of protection anyway. It's like the protection it gives them is so minimal. And it's one of the reasons why we're trying to replace them. We are really good at throwing big things. Effective way to get rid of most armor. Just throw a big thing very fast at it and then have the thing explode. And the explosion throws even more things. It throws air itself at the thing really fast. Oh gosh, look how many wolves we got, folks. Look how many good boys. We're gonna have to replace some of these heads with armored heads. At least one of them. For the lead wolf, for the alpha of the pack. Actually, for all the entire front row of wolves, we should give armored heads. Because I do have some armored heads. They're on one of these spoos, aren't they? For armored. Why are they not on one of these spoos? Where are they? Where's the armored wolf head on one of these? Oh, there it is. Okay, we got 2 armored wolf heads here, but I think I got a bunch in my bits box as well. So we'll have every single wolf on the front rank be armored head. Look how much empty space is on these sprues. You don't see that on the modern sprues so much. YouTube ate my message between the ceramics of the species message. Much sad. Ah, that's not good. Let me reload chat to see if it does show it. Ah. But yeah. I don't know why we got onto those topics anyway. Why are we getting onto these topics? It's your fault. You meant to stop me from yabbering and yammering. Where did the... Which one of these... Oh, there's the armoured wolf head. There's the legs. There's the armoured wolf head. So we'll make the boss of the wolves straight away. We'll make the boss of the wolves straight away. The alpha wolf and his pal who rides back. Na 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 na. Could you imagine being a wolf and one day a gobbo just jumps on your back and goes, "Go Dasher, go Prancer." That would be very bad. And why did greenskins and trolls all change their names as soon as they went to the Age of Sigmar world? What's that on about? Once again, so much gap in the sprue. If it was a modern sprue, it would be 2/3 the size and 5 times the price. I added that in for you. Actually, the old world sprues are way cheaper than Age of Sigmar. Because Age of Sigmar, you can buy 15 wolves and have a load of spare bits for these wolves. For the same price as it would by buying 5 Age of Sigmar wolf riders. And I find that pretty funny. I say I find it pretty funny. These are ancient models. They've made the money back from creating the original mode. They're very cheap to produce because it's just polystyrene plastic effectively. They are... So... Meanwhile, the new ones are obviously being... It's more... They're still having to cover the costs of originally building the model. And the cost would have been much greater than building these ones like 34 years ago. Oh my gosh, it's 34 years ago when these were first introduced. these little wolves. No, 32 years ago. Coming on to 33. Oh my gosh. Because 1992, 2024. Look at my little wolfy boy. I should make sure this can actually fit into the... There we go. Yeah, they used to make slotted base. Almost every single model used to be on a slotted base, and I hated them, especially the metal ones. They always broke the bases. Oh, actually, for the metal, I guess it was useful. Because... well, he needed it. Otherwise, it wouldn't stick to a base at all. Old wolfers. They are old. They are old. They're older than all of us combined. Which head do I want to go for my boss gobbo? Ooh, that's a good head for a boss gobbo. Oh. There we go. And now we need to get the body for them, which is on a different sprue. It's on this sprue. We need to find one that the more armored one. That one looks pretty good. It's got a little arc base on it. A little like Gark and Mark and armor plate on it. I think I made a melee squad. I think that was in my old world list. Let me check. I got my phone here. I got my old world list on it. Okay, old world builder. Oh gosh. Tribe Yankfoot. That's what I call the tribe. 15 goblin wolf riders. They're armed with hand weapons, shields, and cavalry spears. They're armed with light armor. Chariot runners. What does chariot runners do? Friendly models whose troop type is a chariot can draw line of sight over or through models with this special rule. Ooh. That doesn't really help me. Impetuous, Swift Stride, Warband, Fire and Flee. If a majority of these units have this model, the unit may declare that it will fire and flee as a charge reaction. The unit launches a volley of weapons before... Oh, actually, that's really good. I never knew they had this rule. But they can do a stand and shoot reaction and then turn around. Impetuous, open arbor, skirmishers. Feigned flight. They're still not great reason to give them bows, but the thing is the bows aren't really that great. Your strength 3. Quick shot. A weapon with this special does not suffer. Oh, so they can move and shoot. That's cool. Oh, and they can do a stand and shoot reaction without taking a -1. Oh, maybe giving them short bows would be a good idea. Quick shot. Oh no, they can always make a stand and shoot. They still get -1 to the stand and shoot. Okay, how good are they at shooting? What's a ballistic skill? Ballistic skill 3, so they hit and force. You know what? They're not bad. They're not bad, these little wolfy boys. Short bows only have 18-inch range though, mind you. But if I give them cavalry spears, they get +1 damage of a charge. Pretty great. And +-1 armor piercing, and they fight in an extra rank. Oh. Maybe I should give them bows. What do you think? The thing is that unlike in Warhammer Total War 3, and well, just Warhammer Total War in general, these guys, these wolfy boys, on a charge, if you give them spears, can actually absolutely wipe out a Dwarven warrior unit. Because they'll charge in, there'll be strength 4 on the charge, going da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. They'll have -1 to armor piercing. The dwarf armor's not as good as it is in the video game. Because they only have a 5+ armor save, +4, +1 because there. They got a 4+ armor save. These guys will get like, on a charge, 5 of them, +1. They'll be getting 6 attacks. Actually, I think they hit to 5. They can do a lot of damage. I forgot for wolves. The wolves do a lot of damage too. I think they get bonuses for having done the charge. Chariot runners. What else do they have? Oh yeah, we got the giant wolf, which is pretty great, if I'm honest. But if I give them shields, they're a lot tougher. They got a +1 armor save. Brings them to 5+. You know what? I'll give them for spears. I like the idea of a cavalry unit using spears. Like, why not? Why not, eh? Who needs Wolf Rider archers? Even though that's exactly what we're using in our Gorbad campaign, because that's what Gorbad would use, because Gorbad's a brilliant genius, and Wolf Rider archers are the most brilliant unit that the Wolf Riders can be. And when we had our Spider Riders, we just made Spider Riders with bows and arrows, because... I mean, Archer Cavalry is just the best. And Archer Cavalry is not actually that much worse in the board game. Like, in the computer game, in Warhammer Total War, ranged units are significantly worse in combat than their melee equivalent. And that's just not how it works in the board game. You basically got the same stat line for both of them. And sometimes they even have the same melee equipment. It's just that for archer units, more expensive. That being said, as I said, you have a lot less mobility in the board game. Like, it's a lot harder to move the units around. I need to cut that. I need to be careful of this tail. It's not gluing properly. I need to cut this on the arm. So now they're hybrid units, both good in melee and range. Yeah, I know there are units that do that, but it's like Goblin Archers in the board game have the exact same stat line as the Goblin Spearmen of a Goblin with swords and hand weapons. Which isn't to say that the Goblin Archers are good in combat, it's just to say that the Goblins aren't any better. Never mind how for equipped, the Goblins are never good in combat. It's like an Empire Archer in the board game is as good in a fight as an Empire Spearman. Okay, the Empire Spearman can fight in extra ranks, which means they'll get extra attacks and stuff, but in general, it's best to compare them to a swordsman. And okay, swordsmen used to actually be much better to defend for other melee units in combat because they had weapon skill 4. Where the other melee units only had weapon skill 3. And the archers also had weapon skill 3. Poor Empire swordsman. Yeah. Well, that's just the way it goes, you know? But the thing is in Warhammer Total War, your ranged units have a decent range. You can attack from very far away. It takes a while for your enemy to reach you. You can change formation quite easily and shoot at people from different directions as they're trying to surround you. And you've got a lot of the battlefield, so especially if you're melee, if you're archer cavalry, you can just constantly move away from where your enemy are and be far enough away where you can shoot and they can't catch you. In the board game, though, you're playing on a 48-inch board, and you just don't have that much room. And on any decent-sized battle, your enemy likely covers enough of a board that your cavalry will easily get cornered and captured. So, and the same goes with your archers. You usually only get like 1 or 2 turns of shooting, if that, before the enemy is smashing into your front lines. If you go second, you might only get 1 turn of shooting. Your enemy moves forward, you get to shoot once, second turn, that's it, you're in combat now. So as a result, you had to have ranged units were balanced by the fact that they could actually hold their own in combat to some extent. But they were more expensive because you could also shoot. It's as if they are different games. Well, this is why Empire gun lines were extremely common, because it's like, well, generally you had Empire gun lines with spears, because spears gave you a massive advantage, and so what you had usually is 2 massive units of spears of like at least 30 models in each, sometimes way more, and so because each rank bonus you got gave you bonuses in combat to winning the combat. Also, for one of the things I find funny is that old Total War games, like Rome Total War, if your 2 units attacked one another and one broke, and this unit chased it down, if it caught them, this unit would just be wiped out almost immediately. The chasing unit would just kill them so quickly, especially cavalry. But in Warhammer, that doesn't really happen. It takes a while to kill a unit that you're chasing down. So you catch them, you hit them a little bit, but then they keep running. And then you catch them again, you hit them a little bit, and it takes... you're not very good at chasing them down. In the board game, though, it actually worked much more like the old Total War games, where if your enemy breaks, you can chase after them, and if you catch them, you just wipe them out. So having large units with lots and lots of ranks really helped. Hello, Jew. Warhammer has Warhammers. War and hammers. It does have Warhammer. We don't have any hammers here. I do have a unit of hammers we can build for Dwarves. But I'm probably not going to build for Dwarves until after we finish our Orcs and Goblins. And then I want to start painting some models again because, you know, it's been a while. I never thought they could improve a 40k Warhammer, so they've done it. I heard there's a version of the game which has 40,000 Warhammers. Oh my gosh! 40,000 Warhammers! Yeah! But yeah, it was really fun. I really... Oh yeah, so that's why Empire really liked the gun lines, because the fact of the matter is your infantry, unless you decided to get some great swords, your infantry generally weren't going to survive very well on the front lines unless you got massive blobs of them, and often you're not necessarily going to be winning the combat with your massive blobs of infantry. It's just that you have so much infantry that they will always hold the line because they'll be getting such a bonus to combat resolution, just for having so many more soldiers. So what they really did is they relied instead on their gun line. They also had a special thing called detachment for their units, so that meant that if you did charge the gunners, they might have a detachment of spearmen attached to them, And as a result, you charge the gunners, and then you get countercharged by the spearmen. And at the same time, the gunners are standing and shooting at you. And this now means you're caught between 2 units that now actually have a chance of defeating your powerful unit. Or at least holding you down long enough for the Empire.
Congratulations, Horus Heresy. You won the 30k Warhammer.
You won 30,000 Warhammers. Oh my god! I wonder if the Empire liked having gun lines and for what reason. Yeah. Well, yeah, so the game was definitely designed to give... Well, that's where Dwarves were pretty funny. Because where the Empire... you wanted to have a big blob of... You want big blobs of spearmen, usually, with either detachments of gunners supporting them or them supporting detachments of gunners. And then you had these lines of supporting to give you the very pike and shot feel with your artillery and everything else. Because you really wanted to just get as many guns as possible onto the front lines to be doing damage. Because there's no point making a melee-focused army unless you're just going for pure great swords or pure cavalry. The dwarves, on the other hand, because the dwarves are just instinctively so much better in combat, I say instinctively, are just so much better in combat, model on model-wise, was no real disadvantage to just building a army made up of quarrelers and thunderers, and only having a few dwarf warriors there just to hold the front lines or just to hold the flanks when you need it to, or support the artillery from being charged from behind. So usually, and because the dwarves all have toughness 4, which was made them very tough, and the shooty dwarves are all weapon skill 4, which made them very good in combat. In fact, they were better in the dwarven gunners were often better in combat than they were at shooting, which is crazy. I say they were better, arguably they were still better in shooting, but sometimes they would do better in combat because they had such high stats. So that meant you didn't really have to take Dwarven melee if you didn't want to. Or you'd only take it because it's so much cheaper. And it would give you something to push on for enemy, especially when it came to objectives. But Quarrelers and Rangers were very good, because both of them could stand in multiple ranks and still fire, where Thunderers had to go in long, thin lines because the ones at the back can't shoot. Pike and shot warfare. Don't you mean rock, paper, scissors? Yeah. Do units shoot above other units on tabletop? If you got a special rule allowing you to arc your fire, then yes. So bows have a special rule where you can, if you're in free... Normally what happens is, in the old world, it used to be, I believe, that the first 2 ranks could always shoot. But now it's the first rank can shoot. The second rank can shoot if it can draw a line of sight, but usually it can't. And then the third rank can't shoot. But if you have a bow instead, what you get is your front rank can shoot, and then half of your second rank, half of your third rank, and half of your fourth rank, because these 3 are shooting over their heads. There's a little insect running around on my desk. So that way you can, and also it means that if there's something in your way, you can also, as long as you can see the unit there, you can just arc your fire over that. But if you're a gunner unit like Thunderers, only if the front rank can shoot, and if there's something blocking them, they can't shoot through it or shoot over it. So it's a bit like how guns and arrows work in the video game. Let's give him a little cape. Yeah, but Alpha needs a cape. And then we'll give him a little shield. Get Gobbo Boss. Wheeze is bossing. There we go. The power of Powerball. Powerballer. Powerballer. Indeed. Minus X. The power of 2 is powerful. There's a little wolf head of. Oh, it's a spatula! Spatula. 1992. I'm gonna cut this head off. Yeah. And just throw it to one side. More sprue for the sprue pile. Hi there, Douglas. How you doing? I'm doing okay. We're making some wools that are 32 years old. 32, 33, pretty much. Oh, I forgot to give him a shield. Oh, I'm a silly Billy. I'm a silly Billy. I'm a silly Billy. I don't feel this. I'll put it back. Spoof of a spoof phone. Why does the age matter? Do they age like wine? I don't know. I just find it interesting that these models are so incredibly old. How old are the gobbo spoos? 2000, just like the shields. Where do I put the shields? Oh, here's the shields. Okay, what do we want to give? I like these things because I feel like I can make some terrain from them. Or do like spice up some terrain using these shields. The square ones anyway. Let's give them the round shields. No. No, let's give them the arced curved shields. Yeah. That exists so you can stab around the shield. These goblins are so old. I wonder if wolves existed back then. I think there were more wolves back then than there are today. Fluid on her back. The age might matter in how DW would make the models, but no clue on that. Nah, I think they use the same process still, in terms of printing them effectively. It's not printing them, molding them. Injection molding. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, there's a third head in here. That's nice. Yeah, make the entire front line have armored heads because why not? It makes sense. It makes sense to me. It would make the front line of wolves be your most armored and biggest ones. Because everyone's going to take in all the damage. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. There you go. Yeah. And what were the other tactics used? I know that gobbos, generally, the best way to use gobbos was just to give them a bunch of bows. Because they sucked in combat so badly. The only time you really wanted to put gobbos in combat if you're fighting dwarves or had fanatics and stuff. Because the gobbos get the special rule called Hatred of Dwarves, which gives them rerolls in fighting dwarves. So they can reroll to hit. But I believe all dwarves get Hatred greenskins, so they also get rerolls to hit against greenskins. Which isn't great for the gobbos. But goblins are the only ones that get Hatred dwarves, I believe. I might be wrong. Maybe all of them do. Hatred of dwarves, midget on midget violence. But they also have fear elves, which means that all elves cause fear when fighting goblins. Whether it be wood elves, high elves, or dark elves, just all of them cause fear against goblins. Like, you know, power of racism. Hello, Tony. How you doing? Oh, gosh. Although I think some dwarves can be upgraded or just naturally get hatred of everybody anyway. Oh, it's only for first turn of combat where you get it. So you don't get it on so you only get it on the turn that someone charged in. After that, it's gone. Unless combat is broken and then they go back into combat again. They get a page full of powers. But every bonus is just called hatred of race. No, I think they might. I think they do have some sorts of bonus so they can get hatred of elves or hatred of Skaven as well. It's been a while since I actually looked at the dwarf page of upgrades and stuff. But I think that's for certain characters. Okay, we want a banner bearer in the unit. So this will be the banner bearer. We also want a musician in the unit because these guys are going to be in combat. This guy looks like a banner bearer. They've got mode lines on them, but I can't be bothered getting them off. They're in weird, annoying places. Ah. Where's the mode line move? It is here. Let's try it. Oh no, I can get it a little bit. I can get it. There you go. That's a little nicer. Howdy, Bailey. How are you doing? There we go. Oh, we want some legs as well. Where's the legs? Where's this one? Keep that out there for now. Oh my god, so many good boys to build. Yeah, we got 15 good boys. 15 of them. What type of banner do you think they want? I think they want this banner because it'll be lighter and it won't catch the wind as much. Where's the banner pole arm? Oh, here's a banner pole arm. I'm gonna put those two over there. Then we go over here. For orcs, you generally wanted to make goblins your archers because goblins have ballistic skill 3, which means they hit on a roll of a 4+. Orcs, though, had a ballistic skill of only 2, so they only hit on a 5+. And considering that at long range, you get -1 to hit, so over half range, you get -1 to hit. If you move, you're also at -1 to hit. So orcs would very often just not be hitting anything because they'll be hitting on 6s, where gobos can actually have as much. Gobbles are as good at shooting stuff as dwarves are good at shooting stuff. They had weaker bows, but Freddy could like upgrade them to get poison attack and stuff, so I think you had to give them the spider banner for that, but still. Pretty decent. For Gobbo units, because they had smaller bases as well, they only took up a Gobbo archer unit took up a very small amount of space. And because of the arc fire, you could have a unit that was in a square formation, but it have to be in a long formation like gunner units did. So they were very useful, and they could also fire over heads of your arcs. So you generally had a line where you had your arcs out front, when your gobbos were protected by all of your arc units at the back, and your gobbos would just send over shots from above. And because of that, they were actually really good. Well, that's why dwarves themselves got quarreler units. And why quarreler units are very often used, because quarrelers could also arc the shots and didn't have to go in long, thin units. They could go into square formations that could be nicely hidden at the back. Whereas... And that's the other reason to get archer units, like if you're playing for Empire over gunners. Or generally, gunners were just better. Because it just had so much more power to them. Makes sense. Arcs never exactly struck me as the most accurate. Bit not fighting. Which bit less time for fighting? Yeah. Orc Ava boys weren't great. That being said, there was a reason to get Orc Ava boys, and that's because the bows had a longer range and they hit harder than the... I believe they hit harder than the Gobbo bows, but the Gobbo bows were good enough. What else did... Also, Gobbo bows were so cheap that you could very easily fit a bunch into your army, giving you a decent shoot. I say decent. For orcs, it was a decent shooting line, but you're not spending many points on it, giving you much more points to get your actual meat of your forces down. And not only that, but you could very easily distract the enemy. They might see a bunch of gobbles in your back line and go, okay, I need to send my elite cavalry over and around to take out those gobbles. And there will be then a bunch of very powerful units that are with a lot of points will be destroying your gobbles, and it doesn't matter because your gobbles were cheap as chips. And now your Empire cavalry is, which isn't cheap as chips, is busy running them down. So yeah. And the which also usually meant that ended up giving you a very tipped scale of balances of who's winning at the front line. Because if you got two armies that are 2,000 points each, and you've got 200 points to shoot to units, and your opponent put 750 points into getting rid of those units, that means now on the front line, you've got 1,800 points against their 1,250 points. You very easily beat them, and then you just turn around and finish off their elites. That being said, the amount of really powerful guns in the game was one of the reasons why people didn't like fielding Black Hawks a lot of the time at hard boys. Because guns, nowadays it's actually a lot better to take them hard boys. Because armor piercing is nowhere near as effective as it used to be in Warhammer Fantasy. As the Orc stat line means you can do combat, then I guess you could use the Orcs as a shotgun. No, the Orcs couldn't act as a shotgun. The Orcs were just a silly unit. Look at him flexing his muscles. Oh gosh, is that a mode line? Yeah, it's a mode line. Ah, whatever. We'll leave it. Oh yeah, so armor piercing used to work that every weapon has a strength value of 1 to 10. And if it's strength 4 or higher, for every point of strength it has, of 4 or higher, it gets -1 to your opponent's armor save. So at strength 4, you're -1 to the armor save. At strength 5, you're -2 to the armor save. And so on. But on top of this, most gun units were strength 4 and had a special rule where it lowered your opponent's armor save. Oh my gosh, there's a little fly. Lowered your opponent's armor save by 1 as well. So that meant if they shot at you, you had -2 to your armor save. And you got a bunch of Black Orcs with great weapons. That means you've got a plate armor that gives you 4+ armor save, which goes to 5+ because strength 4 gun just shot you. And then it goes to a 6+ because it's got armor piercing. Meaning they're killing you pretty much almost as easily as they are killing any of your other arcs. And that's why people didn't like taking them at some points. It's like, what? And they cost so many points because of an armored unit, and they're just getting torn to pieces like nothing. So it was just better sometimes to take a cheaper unit that you could get more of. What is the strength of a wolf of a gobbo? The strength of a gobbo is strength 3, and the strength of a wolf is also strength 3. But on a charge, if they got spears, a gobbo is strength 4 with armor piercing -1 as well. But now that doesn't happen. Before it used to be, what happens now is that strength doesn't affect armor piercing. So if you're strength 4, your opponent still gets a full armor save. Only if you got armor piercing or armor bane does it lower the armor save. Or is the wolf not considered? No, for wolf is strength 3. For wolf is weapon skill 3, strength 3. For gobbo is weapon skill 2, strength 3. For wolf isn't weak, it's just the fact it's got a basic stat line. It's got a stat line that's equal to a man with a sword. For wolf does. The higher your weapon skill, the better. And it works roughly like... Fantasy works different to what 40k does now, and Age of Sigmar. It was a bit more complicated. You had this entire chart box. But I think it was generally, if you've got the same weapon skill as one another, you each hit one another on a roll of a 4+ when you're rolling to hit. If your weapon skill is higher than your opponent's by any number of points, it always hits on a 3+. And if your weapon skill is lower, then you will hit on a 4+ unless it's 3 points lower, in which case you will hit on a 5+. So a gobbo versus a human would hit if a gobbo should hit on a 4+, the human hits a gobbo on a 3+. If that's off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember it. It's been ages since I actually looked at the chart. I'm not sure Old World actually follows the same rules, or if it follows the logic of other games now. No need to re-explain it. We need more wolf representation in fantasy. For wolf's pretty good though. The wolf is pretty good. It's not bad at all. It's got the... I think the wolf has pretty realistic stats, to be honest. It's very fast. It's actually very fast. It's got better weapon skill than its rider. It's got the same... It's got a good enough strength where it's wounding most things on a 4. There we go. There's a little banner boy. He's got a little shield. And there's our little boss of our unit with a sword. And a cape. Like, rah! Yeah, we need a wolf faction. No! You do have a wolf. You can have a wolf faction, Talan. It's called Norska. They have a commander called a skin wolf. And they can take infantry called skin wolves too. I think he can just have a huge army of wolf boys. Oh my gosh. We can play Narska. You can get wolves. And you can get Chaos Warhounds and Chaos Wolves as well in your army. And oh my gosh, you can just have a full wolf army if you play Narska. I know how much you love Narska. And if you want lots of wolves, you should play Narska. If we really can teach them to use the bow, we can have a wolves with swords in their mouth. You want Team Jacob faction? Yeah, Talan's Team Jacob. We gotta get a wolf faction. Show me one wolf without the gobble. I mean, considering the wolves are older than the goblins, I think the wolves were originally made before they made the goblins ride the wolves. So these were just these were just wolves at one point. The army of Sith. Narska, what's that? Never heard of that. Did you find it a garbage? Put it back in a can conjure before it stinks up the place. No. You wanted a wolf faction and I just gave you the wolf faction and now you're insulting it. You know why people don't like Narska? Because werewolves. That's why. The wolf cycle is for only one step wolf. Actually, there's no Narska faction in fantasy, I believe. I think it's just Warriors of Chaos, but you can just make it full Narska if you want to. I don't want werewolves, I want wolves. Yeah, and using Narska, you can just have wolves. You can have a dire wolf and stuff. And they can be led by a skin wolf. I want to check now about the weapon skill chart. I'm going to check the weapon skill chart for fantasy. Or for old world anyway. I want to see how it works. Table of content. Weapon skill. Here we go. No, never mind. Rolling to hit. Armor value, special rules. Farming unit. Where's combat? Combat. Movement in detail, shooting phase, combat phase. Okay. Supporting attacks, who strikes first? Roll to hit. Okay, here's how it goes. Okay, no, there's a really weird chart actually. The chart's not just so simple that it's +2 or whatever. Oh, you can hit on 2s. Oh, nice. But yeah, this is the chart. Oh, you can't see it. That's just too bright. I can bring it up. I can bring it up on the... You want me to go to the website so I can bring up the chart? No, there's an entire weapon skill chart about how easily these two units can hit one another. It's very silly. Oh, that's a fun idea. Giant wolf bow. Giant wolf bows. What's this? We must have big wolf commanders. I mean, you can get the wolf rider gobos with commanders. Sif is Artus's dog from Dark Souls, and Sif is using Artus' sword to protect it. Oh, that wolf! I remember him. And then Pokemon made him into a model. Into a Pokemon, sorry. Instead of one wolf using a bow, we could get a team of wolves trying to operate a warbow. Would it be easier for them to operate a ballista? We're talking about wolf armies, Conjurer. No, you're not allowed to have wolf armies. Games Workshop said no. I don't make the rules, I just enforce them. In fact, I do. You don't know, I own Games Workshop. I bought it yesterday for 60 pence. I'm joking. Games Workshop's too massive of a company to buy. Guys, do you think we need to make a Kickstarter to buy Games Workshop? What do you think? There we go. That's too much power. No. No, we need to buy Games Workshop. And we need to turn the universe into pineapples. Why am I on about turning the universe into pineapples? No, we need to buy Games Workshop. And we need to add to 40k for My Little Pony game, for My Little Pony faction. And we'll also add your wolf faction with bows. It'll just be called Wolf with Bow faction. And every single unit will just be a wolf with a bow. Or wolves with bows. Conjure will be like, no, and make your favourite faction non-canon. Talan, I'm getting rid of Skaven. Skaven aren't be allowed to exist anymore. I'm just... If they're not fun to fight, they've just got too much stuff going on. No one likes them. You know... Sorry, Talan. Doesn't exist. Non-canon. The rats never exist. Look. Skaven doesn't even exist as a faction anyway. The Empire scholars say that Skaven don't exist. There's no such thing as rat men living under the sewers to lie. There's no such thing. There's no Skaven. Never has been. You cannot mistreat them as much as GW did. Didn't they just make the Skaven win a massive war in heaven? Or Age of Sigmar? And did they just get a load of new units? And don't Skaven get a lot of the cool new stuff? Like, you know, they got the Rattling guns, they got the Hell Pit Abominations, they got the Doom Sight, the Doom Wheel, sorry. And they got the Engineers, they got the Warpstone capabilities, and they got also, they got the Screaming Bells, they got the Plague Bear. There's so many Skaven units. It's insane. What do you mean they're mistreated? They're like the most well-treated faction in all of fantasy. Stormcast got twice the new models as Skaven. Well, that's just because Stormcast are better than Skaven, Talan. What do you expect? That's actually like complaining that Space Marines get more models. It's like, yeah, they're the ones that sell. Buy more Skaven and maybe Games Workshop will make more Skaven. That's ultimately actually how it works. That's why Skaven got so many models, because people really like Skaven, so they gave them a bunch of models. In, you know, what's it called? Tomb Kings, people didn't play them as much. They got a bunch of new models in the end, but still they didn't get a lot of replacement models or stuff. Orcs had old models for ages. I know you want to open the GW website. Going to open it. No, I can't. Don't. Stay away. No, I'm going to open it. I'm going to open it. Where's it? I'm joking. I'm joking. Okay, we're making a musician now, and he's got a little bagpipe. He doesn't have a bagpipe. I'm joking. He's got a little trumpet. He goes... boop, 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 boop. Let me explain you the situation in a way you can understand. Imagine winning the Get New Models competition, and when you win the second place, gets more new models. What's wrong with that? The Skaven models are so much cooler, though, than the Stormcast. You're complaining about one getting more new models. And the Stormcast ones suck by comparison. Like, everyone's like, oh my gosh, look at these cool Skaven models. And they're like, well, Stormcast models all just look the same as one another. What is this? The trailer looks amazing and cool, and poor Stormcast getting shot by Freedom Rats. You can never stop the Freedom Rat train. Didn't know you can also conjure excuses for Games Workshop. Hey, they're just cupcakes, you know. Games Workshop is full of cupcakes. Adorable little cupcake fellas. Okay, now who looks like they got the lips to blow a trumpet? This smiley fella here. Oh, we got a smiley fella here. Also, I'm just making excuses for them because it's Talan. It's like, if it was anybody else, I'd be like, oh no, why? Why did that happen? And then it's like, for moderates, I'm like, ha! Didn't get all the models you wanted. Screw you. I'm too cruel to Talan. We need to be nice to Talan. But Talan loves drama, so we need to beat him up. They're so good at them, though. We need to hire you in the excuses department. Look. Just because we have an excuses department doesn't mean it's excuses. It's reasons. We called it the excuse department because of one
Cupcake! Yay!
Don't explode me in an oven!
Complaints about the breadth of the Space Marines range will continue until the amount in other ranges improves. Explodes your oven.
Explodes your oven. I don't need an oven, Talan. Well, thank you for being a maid just 7 months. Look at a little galaxy cupcake next to you. Do you like the little thing that comes out? There's a little head thing going. No. Hey, look at the chat up there, but behind my head. There's a little gift. Popcorn knows he lost and is just trying to imitate Talan at this point. What do you mean I lost? I won. I never lose. I don't know how to lose. There's no evidence of me ever losing. I've never died in any video game. And any clips to the country are definitely edited and photoshopped. You hacked into my you hacked into my YouTube account and edited it. Definite. Complaints about the breadth of the Space Marines range will continue until the amount in other ranges improves. As in like how many models in the Space Marines. But I was like thinking range, as in like range for guns. They've not got that longer range of weapons, have they? Have you seen the 2 new things they put on the Games Workshop website? The new classic models. I say the new. The classic models are made 2 new sets, but made to order. Your order will be shipped within 280 days. 180 days, sorry. Much like Marines model range, when Cupcon loses, he still wins. I always... No, okay, let me open up something for you. You never guess what I'm opening up. You'll never guess what I'm opening up. Yeah. Okay, so...
Oh, looky, it's our favorite website.
Look, Orcs and Goblins. I love Orcs and Goblins. These are the wolves. These are what we make. They're 40 quid if you buy them from Games Workshop. And look, Black Orc mob. An Orc boy mob. And oh, look at all these things. Look at all these dudes. Look at all these dudes. And there's a giant. Oh, here it is. Bone Grinder. That's it. It's called a Bone Grinder. I got this command set. There's a Bone Grinder giant. Yeah. That looks like we'll always fall over on that tiny base. Oh look, a troll hag. Black Orc big boss. Night Goblin command set. That's a really cool model. But why was I coming to his website? Oh yeah, the new Space Marines. You reminded me. You want to see the new Space Marines? Cupcake didn't know. She merely fell into a win. I did, man. Just get some Sons of Behemoth if you want some. I did actually get one of the big ones with one of the Sons of Behemoth. Yeah, they've released these things. Space Marine Command Company. If you can't tell, these are really old models. Really old. You can tell by the lack of detail on these guys up here. Especially for those people who are meant to be like really high command. Like these are meant to be veterans. This is meant to be a company champion. Look how little he's got on him, this company champion. Barely anything. Where's his purity seals? And these models down here are amazing. People do buy the Sons of Behemoth, but no one plays them. I watched a tier list of their units, and every unit got in D tier. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm building my massive giant to be just a bone grinder giant. Yeah, these 3 units are cool. I really like this chaplain. I kind of want to get this. But look down here. Shipped within 180 days of ordering. We've also got this thing, classic veteran Terminators. Which these veteran Terminators don't look that interesting. What the hell's going on with this mouth over here? Oh no, it's normal, never mind. Oops. Yeah. I'm glad you can't see this area. This guy's really cool though. I like him. He's cool. Well, again, these are firstborn Terminators. So they're smaller than the Primaris Terminators. So yeah, these models are much smaller than like these models here. And these models here are much smaller than these Terminators. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where's the Terminators? Are they out to stop? Here they are, Terminators. They're much smaller than these Terminators. But yeah, compare these veterans to the Sword Griffin. Of a similar thing. This is a modern version of what that kit was. And look how much cooler these models are. Like, that's how much detail and how many purity seals and robes that Ancient wears. And then you got like the champions and your chaplain here and the Judicar. Like, these guys are so much more detailed to them. It's cool. These guys are kind of bland by comparison. The Terminators here aren't any less bland. In fact, they might be a little less bland than the Terminators you get here and stuff. Yeah, these Terminators are a bit bland, mind you. Kind of boring. Hi, Elder God! Chaplain Librarian with tactical rocks. They do get scenic bases. All of the models in these kits get scenic bases, apparently. So yeah, they do have the tactical rock. Oh, there's a tactical rock here too. Don't forget about it. Love the Irish coffee. Irish coffee? Cupcake got more new Black Templar models. I do have so many models to paint. Oh gosh. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. Guys, we got back fixed actions. We got back the Navy breachers. They're back again. Look at them. Look at these guys. They got a big shield. A big gun. And more shotguns. Look at the big boots. They're so cool. They're so cool with their big boots. What else is there? Oh, never mind. Never mind. I should stop looking at the site. I'll stop looking at the site. It's fine. It's fine. I just wanted to show off the new Terminators and the new models. They look cool. They look cool. Don't judge me. Okay. Now need to get hold of one of these boxes. Ask for bits in that I want. I think it's this box. It's full of orky bits. Gobbo bits. Look at him, this box. Yeet. Squig faces, don't need them. I'm probably gonna need more of these arced shields here. So yeah, there we go. But I do want to get some wolf heads out. I want to get 2 new armored wolf heads. Oh, here's one. And here's another. Oh my god. Do you think I could put like this dude in a wolf's mouth? Like, no, no, let go of me, no. Oh, today's Gotmus Detachers is Tempestus Scions themed one. Oh, I wonder what type of theme it would be for Guardsmen. Look at centipede here. Yum 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 yum. I wonder if there's like any heads or something in here that I could use. Got a night goblin head here. Nah, I don't need to use these night goblin heads. There's some night gobble spears. Ooh, that's a big spear. That's an art though. Look, I've got a jar here. Oh, what could I use this jar for? I could put this jar on this wolf, maybe. Okay, it doesn't want to fit on for wolf. Something wild just happened. I got an ad for North Rupert's defense systems. Well, that makes sense. We were talking about weapons earlier. Or maybe you just need some self-defense for your house, you know. That's what the founding fathers intended, for you to get a missile defense system for your house. How old are these Warhammer? 32 years old, yep. They're ancient. They are ancient. Basically giving guards Imperial Guard. Giving Arcs. Oh yeah, I love the detachment for the Arcs, giving them Imperial. I like the fact that they can injure themselves. Through the orders. I think it's really on theme that it came out around the same time Gorbad came out, and he's all about the plan and the tactics. My ad is Food Panda. I don't even know what Food Panda is. I've heard of Food Panda quite a lot. I just still don't know what it is. I think it's like Uber or something, isn't it? Like Uber Eats. How did you get them? From the Games Workshop website. Well, actually, I didn't get. I got them from Wayland Games. What's the Elemental Games? One of the other, maybe both. I just bought them from Warhammer. It's for Warhammer for Old World. Not Warhammer 40k or Sigmar. Age of Sigmar. Warhammer for Old World. Thinking too hard makes the noggin hurt. It's true. Just stole from... I didn't steal them from Cupcake. Cupcake, don't believe them. What's that face? Maya does a car selling website. I don't own a car. You do sell cars. Food Panda is like Uber Eats. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Heard it referenced a lot and different things, but I'm like, what is Food Panda? I can't tell if it's Uber Eats or if it's a Costco type store from what people describe it as, what people comment about it. Not comment, say in reference to it. Okay, yeah, we're giving him a big jaw. We're giving him a big iron jaw for this orc, for this wolfy wolf. Yeah, so it bites you ever order. Bites his orders a squiggy does. Sports Direct, I'd go boo. Oh, Sports Direct. They still send me adverts because every so often I buy presents for my parents. Go into the gym and for running and stuff. There we go. Talan, you don't own a car, but your cousin liked it so much that they collided. Oh my god, it's true. Just because I get my shoes from there, because I wear walking shoes, I don't want to know about the Christmas sales. Yeah. What's my adverts been for recently? I don't actually know. I don't pay attention to them. The only one I've really ever paid attention to is one from Shopify. And they keep saying, Shopify, POS. And I'm like, POS? What? It always gets my attention every single time they say POS. It's about point of sale and optimizing points of sale and utilizing point of sale. But we don't say points of sale, they say POS. I'm like, you want to what? And for what? I have a custom order your shoes because no shoe stores has shoes in your size. I kind of understand that. I mean, I don't have to custom order, thankfully, but I'm size 9 because I'm so tall. And most women's shoes don't really, oh no, a lot of them do sell up to size 9 range. But they sell out very, very quickly because there's a lot of women with size 9 feet and there's not a lot of stores selling size 9s. Or they don't make a lot of size 9 product. For whatever reason. A lot of the time, they're too small anyway, or too big. Just wish I could standardize sizes better. You're American size 16, that's crazy. I don't know what American sizes are compared to UK sizes. Size 16 is massive in the UK. Where is it? I'm gonna Google. What is size US to UK shoe sizes? US to UK shoe sizes. Men's shoe sizes. Size 16 is the same as a UK size 15. Oh, okay. And my size 9 is the same as a US size 11. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute, just let me check something. Oh, US women's sizes have a different range too. I think US has different female to male shoe sizes. I think in the UK they're just both the same. Are they? I don't know. Are UK men's and women's shoe sizes different? Translate, that's 14 for US. Your UK size is 8.5. My UK size is 9. So that's US 11. At least I'm not my friend. He wears an American size 19. Oh my gosh, that's insane. But I wasn't even on the size chart. Yeah, at least you were on the size chart. Okay, yeah, the US has different shoe sizes for men and women. The UK just has the same sizes, so both of them. I thought that was the case. That's weird. He's 7'2". Oh my gosh, that's insane. 7'2". Is he a basketball player? Oh, bet they get that question a lot. We don't get that question as much in the UK for being tall. Because, well, we don't really do basketball here. We do a little bit, but not really. Big friend. Is your friend a clown or got a flip of the feet? Sideshow Bob feet. He's a piano teacher. He's a piano teacher! He teaches piano. He teaches the piano. He teaches it well. He teaches it for you. He teaches it for me. The piano is amazing. The skill is so great. The piano he teaches you. Just like your friend. There we go. Reminds me of that O'Brien joke. You must go to Bozo where the clowns buy their shoes. You're welcome here. Itchy feet, itchy feet, itchy feet. Oh. Yeah, I've never had to. I don't think I've ever custom ordered shoes, except maybe once when it was walking shoes, when I had to do hiking a lot. That's a different reason. I've definitely had to edit shoes though, so I could actually wear them. Oh wait, the dwarves have different poses. This one's like that. This one's like running ahead, like lightning. This one's also like that, and this one's got okay. All the first 3 wolves he built all had the exact same pose. What's the likelihood of that? What? That wolf is no, it's not floating. It's back feet on the ground. Back feet on ground. Back feet. It's running. It's running. Its front legs in the air as its back legs are pushing it forward. Meant to be the point. That's a mind wolf. Mind the gap. Mind the wolf. Well, imagine going on from underground and it's like mind the wolf. It's like, what? Mind the wolf? What? Oh, Werewolf in London. Isn't there like a film or something called Werewolf in London? Wolf from the Underground. Oh, imagine that's a horror film, Wolf from the Underground. And the entire thing is about like a bunch of teenagers getting trapped on the underground. And there's a wolf hunting them down. That'll be stupid. That'll be a terrible film. And it'll be great. It would be one of those films that's so bad, you'll love it. Either that or it's just incredibly well made, but no one pays attention to it because of its silly name. But then it gets a cult following. It's like, oh my gosh, the directing and everything of this film is amazing. And 5 years later, it's like one of the best films of all time. But it failed in the box office massively. So they eventually try bringing it back, but the original director's already moved on and the original people involved. So they end up with a cheap reboot with a one actor that ended up, you know, falling off. And like one original actor who kind of fell off the wagon and, you know, has a few issues, and they only take the job because they really need the money. And you can see their heart's not in it, and they've not really had a job since then. But because they're only returning actor, the entire film still revolves around them. And that'll be the second one, and it'll just be given a stupid name like Underground Wolves, or Wolves of the Underground. I don't know. That doesn't sound actually too crazy. She went crazy against someone. Get this. What do you mean? I'm just talking about a theoretical film that could potentially exist. Wolf in the Underground. And then it becomes a cult classic. And they try cashing in off it, the production company, and they absolutely fail at doing so. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, the reboot was so terrible, or the sequel was so terrible. And then years later, someone attempts to reboot it. It falls off, but then again, someone else... It's like, it was a mediocre film. It's not bad, it's not good. Had the original film not existed, this reboot would have been really good. But then, years later, like 20 years later, someone finally makes a new version of the film. And it's actually a proper sequel to the first one. And it's really, really good. It's even better than the first one. It's like, oh my gosh. Wait, am I just describing what happened with it? If we put her in a straitjacket every time she went crazy, she'll never be out the straitjacket. Okay, you are making the assumption I can't get out of a straitjacket. Which is a very big assumption to make. Can't get out of a straitjacket. What do you take me for? I'm not weakling. I'm not. Break a straitjacket in like 50 seconds. And instead of straitjacket, you get the shrimp jacket for a bad back slouch. I don't have a bad back slouch. No, I need to lean forward so I can actually, you know, build the models. You can't get out for... I can't get out for house, but I can get out of the... Look, I can't play Warhammer if I don't have a... If my hands aren't free, I can't play Warhammer. I can't build Warhammer, I can't play for games, I can't stream. I need my hands free. I don't need to leave a house to any of that. If I need food, I can just Uber it for me. So I don't have reason to leave a house to land. Give me enough reason and I'll force myself to leave. Maybe. But a straitjacket, you think that can hold me? You think that can hold me? A house is the straitjacket. No, I'm not in an asylum. This isn't an asylum. That's what they tell me anyway. The walls are just padded for soundproofing. They're not padded for any other reason. It's just soundproofing. It's soundproofing. Soundproofing. And it's actually made of rubber. I'm rubber, you're glue. Your insults bounce off me and stick to you. I mean, Talan's like that. You say something just minor, and then he just like absolutely insults you with just the worst possible things you could possibly imagine. It's like, oh my gosh, my feelings. Why would you do this, Talan? You're so mean. And then it's like, don't call me mean. It makes me feel bad. And I'm like, no. See, look at that. He's calling me mean. Don't call me mean, Talan. It makes me feel bad. Stop being mean when mean. No, you're the meanie. They put me in a. They call me crazy once. They put me in a room filled with Warhammer. When I get homeless people in the ribs, they keep insulting me, and that makes me feel bad. Yeah, that's what Talan's like. Literally, just look what he's saying right there. He's saying he likes
Crazy.
to kick.
I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room with rubber rats. And rats. Rats make me crazy.
No, they locked me in a room. It was a stone room. And there was lots of what I say was lots of Warhammer. There's a skeleton. And the skeleton. The skeleton didn't move though. Boring skeleton, really. Hope you're having a wonderful. I am having a wonderful day. Because of you guys. Yeah. But anyway, I used the change that was tied to the skeleton to carve a skeleton into like little figurines, like a sword and lockpicks. And then for people outside who were dressed like, do you know, little Imperial Guardsmen, but instead of last guns, they had auto guns. I was like, oh my gosh, cosplay competition. And so then I had to cut their heads off because they definitely beat me in the cosplay competition. And then I had to get out of there. And then I went to the cosplay competition, which was upstairs. And we're like, oh my gosh, whoever wins gets to fire for nukes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to fire for nukes. So I had to get rid of everybody because they're all dressed really coolly, like rogue traders and stuff. And so I got rid of them. And I had no competition.
We love getting demonetized by YouTube. We love talking about NSFW subjects, so we lose monetization.
No, it's not. We're not talking about bad subjects. We're talking about video games. About Warhammer. We're talking about Warhammer. It's all in Minecraft, bro. All in Minecraft. Oh, gosh darn it. Whenever I'm just making models like this, my mind just randomly wanders into various subjects. I just start talking like a crazy person. Oh, gosh. Google, meanest to ever be mean. And it's just Cupcon. No! I'm not the biggest meanie to ever be mean. It's not me. Cupcake is no mean. Cupcake doesn't do mean. Cupcake's not a mean cupcake, are you, Cupcake? No. And try searching mean in Google and you just see Cupcake and Cupcake. No! No! Can't wait until she goes off one day and says something about something the algorithm catches on and we get a strike. Oh my gosh. Now I'll just delete it. I was just reiterating a plot from some sort of James Bond film. Was it James Bond? Was it something else? I don't know. Some sort of spy film. Where do they get trapped in a dungeon, but then I'm just pretending it's me and I just was crazy and didn't realise what was really happening. Are we hearing Cupcake's war cry? No, I don't have a war cry. Because for some reason she can't stop talking about nukes. No! Stop mentioning it in chat, Dylan. YouTube will catch on to it quicker in chat than on me saying it. The favourite feast subjects. Cupcakes. Talan, stop talking about it. The chat's gonna make it. YouTube's more likely to catch. If you're afraid that YouTube's gonna demonetize me, the chat's gonna make it worse. Oh, Talan hates me. Talan hates me. He's trying to get me banned. Oh gosh. YouTube. No! It's all fictional anyway. Oh gosh. Which face? Let's go with that face. Yeah. Ouch, I was slowly drifting to sleep with a mosquito just dive bombed. Ew, no. Oh, no. I hope you don't get like an insect bite in your nose. That really sucks when you get like, you know, some sort of swelling like that. Oh, actually, I like that. No. I'm going with a face I was focusing at originally. Damn, the entire World War II British heavy fighter just dive bombed you. That's gonna hurt. Pardon me. Sorry. Spitfire! The Spitfire's amazing. Why is it a spare body? 1, 2, 3, 4. Where did we get the 5th body? There's only 5 bodies in the sprue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not got a body. That never had a body attached. But I've got 4 here. And here's the 5th one. Where did I get the 5th body? Where did I get the extra body? Oh, no, never mind. I took one from here without realising it. No, but do you have a land mosquito yesterday? I'm not a goose. Did you see the new terrain for 40k? They just announced it 11 minutes ago on Twitter! To Twitter! Distractions. Oh, notifications. Notifications. 11 minutes ago. Warhammer community page, let's go! Windows capture, let's go!
You're right, you're not a goose, you're a cat of the cup variety.
No, gotta go. Bye, Marie. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Out. Sleep well, Arthur. Look at this. Look at this week in Warhammer. Sector Imperialis. Ooh, they brought these things back. Which is these 2 statues. I like those statues. They're cool. Ooh, that looks really nice. This is, I think this is old. No, it's not. I think that's new. Is that the bringing it back? Huh. That's different to the one I'm used to. Ooh, new stuff. Oh, that's Tyranid. There's a gene stealer in a test tube. And ammunition stuff. Oh, so these objective markers could be. Yeah, objectives. Oh, look at this though. All I want for Xmas is Ogwen. It's called Bridgehead Strike, is it? Bridgehead Strike. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. It's new. It's new. Only the best. The soldiers who make up such targeted strike forces are handpicked for excellence and where possible provide with rigorous additional training to prepare them. Okay. Each military infantry model from your army makes a ranged attack. They may re-roll a hit roll of 1. That's kind of okay. It's not as good as the Orc one, but Orcs hit so badly anyway. Military Tempestus model in your army makes a ranged attack at a turn in which it was set up on the field from reserves, or it was disembarked or transport, add 1 to the wound roll. Oh, that's really good. Oh, that's really good for our Tempestus Aquilians. If a Matome Tempestus officer model from your army is your warlord, Tempestus science units from your army gain for battle line keyword. And while such a unit is not battle shocked, add 1 to its objective control. Okay. That's cool. I was hoping from this picture that Ogrins would be included in it. Doesn't seem to have anything for Ogrins. Each time you like the Doctor Dude. Doctor Dude. Wait, which one was the Doctor Dude? Oh, do you mean for Servitor? This little dude, the Servitor here. Yeah, the medical Servitor. Are Ogrins not infantry? I'm not actually sure. I know that they can't get orders given to them, and people are complaining about it now. Because the update Meditame Tempestus officer model only. Each time the bearer issues an order, if a bearer's unit contains 1 or more models equipped to a Master Fox, to 3 different regiment units instead of 1. The bearer's unit can be used as Steep Strike ability for reinforcement step off of your first, second, or third movement phase, regardless of any mission rules. Okay. Enemy units cannot use a fire overwatch stratagem to shoot at the bearer's unit. Okay. And infantry officer. After both players have deployed their army, set up to 3 regiment units from your army and redeploy them. When doing so, you can set them. Okay, that's cool. Servo. Set 1 enemy unit. Blah blah blah. Anything here that targets Ogrins specifically? Nah. I don't know enough about guardsmen to know what's what from the top of my head. Actually, I can just check this because we can just go down to here and just find some Ogrins. I'll be like, Control F. Ogren. Here we go. Ogren Bodyguard. Oh, darn it. Really get it to you right now. Ogren. Taken. There we go. For Ogren Tempestus. It's a sneak peek to an Ogren Warlord. I don't know. I think I've already got Nod. Is he still around, Nod Deadwood? Okay, the keyword is Astra Militarum. They've got the Imperium Grenades, Ogren Bodyguard. They don't have an infantry rule. So maybe they do count. Maybe do reroll ones to hit. Oh, here he is, Nog Degdwog. Could he be made your warlord? Oh, no, he can't be made your warlord. He's an epic hero, though. The best of sins as battle line. Yeah, the best of signs of battle line now. Yeah, okay, yeah, they have a regiment special rule. So they can get orders given to them. Ogrins, though, don't have a regiment special rules. They can't get it to orders given to them. Yeah. They do count as Astra Militarum infantry, so that's fine. I suppose. Where's the other Ogrins? I know that there's other Ogrins. Here's another Ogrins. Ogren squads. Here's your Bulgrin squad. They're the ones that look like Tempestus Skies. You can see the exact same models that they showed up there. Wall of Muscle. Bulgrin squad. Yeah, but if they don't have the keywords, that means they can get orders given to them. That would have been funny if the Tempestus stuff did allow you to get orders given to Ogrins. But yeah, being able to get 6 Tempestus Science unit is pretty great. Wait, does that include you can get 6 Aquilians if you wanted to? Because that would be cool. I thought Aquilians aren't quite as good now because the new Deep Strike rules means that everybody who could do deep striking within 3 inches now has to be within 6 inches instead, or has to be outside of 6 inches rather. And one of the things that we did is we equipped our Tempestus Aquilians with a Motor Carbine because of that rule. I can't remember its range. I think it might have enough range where at half range it still gets its Motor rule off. But I don't think that my Vanguard Veteran Squad tactic actually works anymore. Which was to drop the squad, give them all Motor Pistols. Because I think a Motor Pistol only has a range of 9 inches or something stupid. And as a result, it can't do the it can't get its Motor rule unless it's within 4.5 inches or like 5 inches. And since now it has to deep strike at least 6 inches away from the enemy, it doesn't get the full power of its Motor, which is sad. Which is only sad because that's exactly what I bought the squad for. Actually, I think it might have... oh, no, I think originally it was fine, because I don't think they could deep strike within 3 inches. I think it was they can deep strike within 9 inches. Within 6 inches normally, but now it's 9 inches, and it's... ugh. I can't remember. I'm not a person who remembers all rules off the top of my head. I only glanced over the new stuff. I mainly gave them Motor Pistols because Black Templar love Motors. I was like, I'm giving them all Motor Pistols because I think it would just be really funny just to land the squad next to an enemy and just Motor them to death. Which is similar to what people used to do with squads that could deep strike and get loads of flamers in the squad. Where did the spear? I swear I had a sec. No, I didn't put it off. Okay. It's here still. It's still on the sprue. There we go. Ogrins are great. I am hoping that the new codex they're releasing gives you some detachments for Ogrins. So like they give you a detachment that commissars can give orders to Ogrins. I'm hoping that they give some they make Catachin better as well, because Catachin right now do not seem worthwhile. I want to bring back melee Catachin. That's all I want to bring back. Just give us some Catachin who can survive in melee against most threats. No, the Aquilians don't have the Tempestus Science keywords, so they can't be battle lines. Sad. Well, either way, you can still get 3 of them. I'm trying to think about what's the point of having Aquilians now over Tempestus Science if it's changing rules. Because Aquilians can't jump back, can they? Their graph shoots are just there to help them land when they deep strike in. And the point was that they could deep strike within 3 inches and just absolutely blast the enemy. Oh, for what was the point of deep strike within 3 inches to blast the enemy? The point was that they could deep strike really close into the enemy. And they could get a lot of advantage from doing that, potentially. And now... because your normal Tempestus Science can still deep strike. They've generally got better stats overall than your Aquilians. It feels like your Aquilians are just a novelty that... I mean, doesn't have a lot of use. And someone who knows the game better than me will probably be able to say, actually, no, Aquilians are amazing. You can do this with them. But then I'm like, I think the Aquilians are incredibly cool models. I really like the design of them. I'm just wondering what the point of them is compared to Tempestus, because almost everything the Tempestus Science can do, almost everything the Aquilians can do, the Tempestus Science can already do and more. And for cheaper. I'd have to Google again and see. You know what? We could go to the website again. See how good the Tempestus Science are. Oh gosh. I might be looking at the Tempestus Science again. You know, I've got myself wondering about it now. Oh gosh. Tempestus Science, Tempestus Aquilians, here we go. Okay, Melter Carbine. Oh yeah, the Melter Carbine only has a range of 10 inches. Oh, the Melter Special Rule. Okay, I've got to show you guys. Yeah, we gave... Oh darn, it's not coming up. Yeah, we gave our Tempestus Aquilian a Melter Carbine because if we land within 3 inches, using the deep strike capability over here, it would be within range to use its full Melter power. But now it's not within range to use its Melter power, and it's sad. Yeah, so let's look at the Tempestus. The Tempestus are down at the bottom, if I remember correctly. They're down here. Here we go. Aston Military Vehicle, Tempestus. Here we go. Tempestus Science. So basic stats 3, 4 plus 4 plus 1, 1. Yeah. So they've got the same basic stats. They've got the same movement. They can both deep strike. These guys are stormtroopers. They can reroll hits of 1s. If a target of attack is an enemy within range for the objective marker, you can reroll to hit. These guys don't have that ability. These guys have a Fox Castus. They can use stratagems. Aquilians still got a smaller deep strike range. They're hard to screen, and they will still bring that servo turret so they get the weapons. I mean, the servo turret is nice and all, but when you actually start comparing averages and rows and so on, the servo turret here is... Well, honestly, the best one probably is to take the flamer. Because you get to use it twice on the turn for deep striking, and as a result, they'll be getting, on average, 13 automatic hits with it. But the polygon is really cool. We're actually getting up to 16 shots with it, but then if it only hits on 4, so it goes down to 8 shots anyway. So it's kind of Yeah, 6.5. So on average, this will get, because it will get to shoot twice, this will get 13 hits in. That's strength 4, no AP. Hot shot volley gun will get on average 8 shots to hit. That's strength 4, minus 1 AP. The new detachment for Seons get rules conflict. You can reroll once, twice. Yeah, I think it's just so all units in the army get that rule. I think that's what it's giving them. So that would actually be good for your Aquilians who usually don't get that rule, and it'd be good for your Ogrins and all the rest of your infantry. So that means you don't have to just make an army of Tempestus. Or at least even if you do, your Quillians will get the rule as well. But what's their how many guns can they take? These guys though can take every 5 models, 2 of them can replace a hotshot last gun. So they can get like 2 flamers if they wanted to. So if they can get up to 4 flamers, which are getting D6 shots each. So when they come down, they will have 4 D6. That's an average 3.5 each. That's 7. They'll be getting 14 hits, have the same strength. So on average, it doesn't really seem like you're getting for like fair. The turret's not giving you really much of an advantage here. Like these guys are going to be getting 2 shots anyway when they land, and they're getting, and you combine that with the rerolls of 1s to hit for your basic guns. You combine that with the fact that these guys can take on full melter guns. Or that they can also take plasma guns rather than plasma carbines. And these guys can also take power fists. These guys can't. These guys get, what's their combat weapon? They got the same combat weapons. Yeah. Also, one of the weird things is a bolt pistol here hits on a 4+ if you equip your guy with a bolt pistol. But for bolt pistol for these dudes, if you come down here, no, that's a vehicle armor. Here we go. Bolt pistol here hits on a 4+ but has a star next to it. Military Tempestus is 3+. I'm assuming that means that this one also hits on a 3+. It just doesn't have that star next to it, saying that it should hit on a 3+. So I'm hoping the Quillians can still hit on a 3+ with a bolt pistol. It doesn't say that they can though. Also, these guys can take a Foxcaster. These guys can take Power Fist. They can take plasma pistols on their leader as well, where these guys can only take up to a bolt pistol. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like no, and these guys cost a lot more points as well. Like, sure, I can drop them closer, but what's the point of dropping them closer? I mean, it's 3 inches closer. It doesn't allow me to hit them with my... It doesn't allow me to get my melt off. It doesn't allow me to get a bunch of my abilities off. The only thing I can think about that helps them is that they can use that ability before you get to use a stratagem to say, hey, to shoot. They can shoot... Is that they can get the sentry off before you can use a stratagem against them to remove them from the field. Aquilians and Militarians, they get the 3+ rule. Yeah, I'd expect that, but at the same time, on the sheet it actually shows a bolt pistol and just shows at a 4+ and doesn't have the same star next to the stat line, which makes it feel like it's a different bolt pistol. Like this one down here has the big star next to it. Where is it? It has the star. It has the star saying, hey, look, check this out. Aquilians also have the assault basic weapons very quick. Oh yeah, that is one advantage they get. They can assault. They can shoot at the same time they advance, on the same time they advance. Which is okay, I suppose. What are these guys armed with? Combat weapon. This unit can have leaders attached to it. Yeah, I just wish there was more of a difference and that the Tempestus Aquilians had some more advantage to them. I just wish it was more of a difference and more of an advantage, rather than just being a slight variation on this unit. Like, it doesn't feel like much at all. Science or rapid fire instead. Yeah, science or rapid fire. They have a longer range. They have a rerolls of ones to hit. They can get more special weapons in the unit. These guys can get a sniper, which I guess is okay. Where is it? Where's the sniper? Hot shot long lash, yeah, which is okay. It's not bad. Could do a lot of damage if it's still only one shot though. I don't know. I don't know. If we can also get 2 last pistols, so they'll be better in combat in theory. And we get a bunch of them just armed with last pistols, hot shot last pistols rather. Because it's 2 of them. I'd say one of them can get 2 hot shot last pistols. Another 2 can just get 1 last pistol. Which I guess is useful for when you do get stuck in close combat. I just wish there was something special about them. Something more special. Because they look so cool, and they are cool. They are a good unit. I really like the unit. It's just, I really like the models. I just want the stats to be better. I want to feel like it's worth taking them. Oh gosh. Okay. We got the front line of wolves made. Oh my gosh. I've been getting so distracted. Guys, stop distracting me with Games Workshop. You're going to tell me something else happened soon. You're going to tell me something else happened. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, look, there's a new Space Marine model. And I'll be looking, and there's not even a new Space Marine model, but I'll still be looking at stuff because I'm so easily distracted. It's your fault, you know. Your fault. I am never to blame for my own actions. You should know this. Okay, I'm just going to make 5. I'm just going to make the next 10 wolves. All at once. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll make 10 wolves. Wolverhampton Rangers. So for my factions, the Grotmus has been Mare. For my factions, Warrior Detachment is cool. Knights allying in Admech is Mare, because I would rather do that the other way round. Hoping for Demons to be cool. The only faction I play that's so far... Well, actually, I do have some Imperial Guardsmen, so that was the first faction that was really I was affected by. For Black Templars, I don't know if Black Templars will get a faction from it, a detachment. I'm hoping they do, but I'm not sure if they will or won't. And if they do, I don't know what it's going to be. Black Templars can just take the detachments from the Space Marine Codex anyway. So we can take the new Space Marine detachment if we really want to. Just like, no, most Black Templar players would not do that. Because then you'd just be missing out on the one thing that really gives Black Templars the Black Templar advantage. They are a separate codex, yeah. No, for technically a separate codex, it's more of it's easier to think of them as a supplementary codex. Gosh darn it. I forgot there's still a body over here that I needed to take off. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's got to build all the walls first. Oops. Because we can take a bunch of stuff from the Space Marine Codex. And we could take the detachments from the Space Marine Codex. So they should get their own unique Rotmus detachment, further Marine favoritism, and the convo comes full circle. Look, look, look. Marine favoritism only occurs because the fandom has Marine favoritism. Look, the Eldar are getting 3 detachments for themselves. The Space Marines are at most going to have 4 detachments. Because you got the Blood Angels aren't a separate codex. Dark Angels are a separate codex. Space Wolves are a separate codex. And Black Templar are a separate codex. I guess Chaos Space Marines should count. And World Eaters maybe too. World Eaters. And Death Guard. Don't forget Death Guard. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to get the detachments so far from, because how many other things are there? You got 3 Eldar ones. Oh yeah, got the Grey Knights as well. I forgot about them. Are they really Space Marines though? Well, the Grey Knights are more of a separate codex. So anyway, you got Imperial Agents, 3 Eldar factions, the Tau, the Tyranids, Imperial Guard, Custodes, Imperial Knights, Chaos Knights, Chaos Space Marines, World Eaters, Death Guard. That's 13. And Space Marines, that's 14. What other ones are there? Tyranids? Did I say Tyranids? I don't think so. Did I say Necrons? I don't think so. Okay, maybe they would do. Maybe they would add the other Space Marines in. Trying to add up all the factions. There's a lot of factions. There's a lot of Imperial factions, oh my gosh. You could easily have the Eldar factions. The Eldar could easily have a lot of factions. Because you got the Harlequins, right? You got the Dark Eldar, then you got your Craft World Eldar, then you got your Exodus Eldar. Well, then you have your different type of Eldar, but they're all just like wrapped into one codex. All the different type of Eldar, like within just the Craft World. Because you got your Guardians. You got your basically your malicious side of the Eldar, which is like your Guardians. You've then got your professional troops, which are all the Phoenix Warriors and stuff. Well, then you have the Way Watchers. You've then got all your Psycho stuff, and you got all your Wraithbone stuff. But all of that just gets all wrapped up into one codex. But you could easily have a Wraithbone version of the Admech of the Eldar. You could have a Imperial Knight version. Actually, no, the Wraithbones would probably be... No. The Wraithbones would definitely be a Psychic Wraithbone version of the Admech. They could easily have their own Imperial Knights if you focus on just Wraith Lords and the different types of larger Wraiths that you have. Your Guardians and all your tanks and all your vehicles could easily be added up to the Imperial Guardsmen, equivalent for Eldar. Then your Aspect Warriors would easily be different chapters of Space Marines. Dark Eldar could go into 2 codexes, being your witches and then just the rest of the Dark Eldar. Actually, no, 3 codex. The homunculi could easily be like a fleshy version of Admets. The... what's it called? The witches would be their own just weird faction. And then you just got the rest of the Dark Eldar. Raiders and stuff. The Harlequins, I think, could easily just fit in 1 codex. I don't know how you'd split them across different codexes. I'm trying to think what other factions could be, split up in the same way that the Imperium has been. What other factions could be split up? What about the Tau? Could they be split up into further factions? I mean, you got your water caste, you got your earth caste, you've got your fire caste, you got your mercenaries. I mean, you could definitely get your own Tau mercenary codex. That focuses just on the different types of groups that they have. Of the different races under the Tau. But no, the entire thing, the entire Tau way of doing stuff definitely focuses on just having 1 codex for everything. Because all it's about these different types of forces working together in perfect tandem. I need the... did the camera fall down a little bit? I think it did, because I'm meant to be... yeah, I'm working here. It doesn't show up on the camera very well. I think I must have knocked the camera at some point and it fell down. It spent ages before I was trying to fix that. Could orcs be different things? I don't think orcs could be split into different factions that well. Actually, no. The orcs need another faction. I want the orcs... I want the grots to get their own faction of their own units and stuff in 40k. Do you like the having... what's it called? They're having fantasy. And now in Age of Sigmar, they actually split them up a lot more. The grots... we need grot war bosses. Hey? I want my gobbos. I want my gobbos in space. I don't want them all to be commanded by silly orcs. Oh. I want my wolf riders in space. Give the wolf riders astronaut helmets. That's all it needs. And do little jetpacks of the wolves. So they can fly through space. And just go from world to world raiding. That's what I want. Oh gosh. But orcs could definitely be split up into multiple codexes, I think, because you got all the different ways that the orcs work. All the different types of orcs. Like, you got the mech boys, you got the shooty boys, and back what them is. Not much, to be honest. We've built some boys, we've built some wolfy boys. And we're building some more wolfy boys. We looked at the Games Workshop website, obviously, again. I got distracted. I get distracted easily. It's a sad fact of life. And now we're talking about which factions in 40k could have multiple codexes in the same way that the Imperium has just so many different codexes. The Eldar, especially Craft World Eldar, could definitely have more codexes for them. That's what we've decided, or I've decided anyway. I think the orcs could. But you got the mech boys. I mean, you definitely got the feral orc factions that want to be more melee focused. You've got the mech boy factions. Like, there are entire factions that have a mech boy war boss. I mean, like having an entire codex just focused on all the stuff the Mad Mechs do would be fun. You've then got your orcs that are definitely bigger and tougher than the others and are part of large wars. But then you've got your mercenary orcs and so on. They're always doing fighting, but they're not for wars, and the tribes are much smaller than other orcs. And while this can be represented by detachments and stuff, or just mixing and matching the codexes at the moment, you could definitely change it up so that they vary from one another a lot more. I need to hydrate. There we go. Yeah, we booked this dude, by the way. Look at him. He's flexing. He's flexing on all those people. And he's got a banner. And also, this is a boss of the unit. And look, we gave it for thing a big iron jaw. We gave this dude a big iron jaw for the wolf. Like, nom nom, he's got a chomp here. And he also has got a cake. Yeah. Okay, my internet has stopped eating itself. I said that exodites are, for all intents and purposes, a myth according to GW. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I've been having weird issues with YouTube today as well. I wanted to comment on a video, but my comments just wouldn't type properly. And then when they did, it was just all... The text was black on black. Like it was, the text was written in black and the background for it was also black, so I couldn't see what I was writing. I could just see red lines every so often when it needed correcting. I'm like, oh gosh, this is annoying. And then every time I clicked, it wasn't going to where it was meant to be. It was weird. It was weird. I didn't like it. I think if Eldar became like, if Eldar suddenly started selling way better than every other faction, I think you would actually see that Eldar get split up between multiple factions, and like the Exodites have returned. Oh my gosh. Necrons could definitely get multiple factions for themselves. If they already get split up. Yeah, but I meant like split up more. So that, yeah, like have each codex focused on something. So rather than just having Dark Eldar, Craft World Eldar, and Harlequins, you'd have like... What would they have? Oh yeah, you'd have your Guardians, which represents your militia and the more Imperial Guardsmen stuff, and they'll have all these tanks and your vehicles there, and there'll be different types of Guardian units. And more types of them, and more types of just regular commanders of Eldar. As you see sometimes in the book, you see more of these regular Eldar being commanders without being aspect warriors or without being powerful psychers. You'll probably see more of Wraithbone constructs being focused upon. Fork found in kitchen. Fork found in kitchen? What's this about fork found in kitchen? And then you'd have like your aspect warriors would be acting more like Space Marines, with each of your aspects having a dedicated codex to them, with multiple types of units and their own particular fighting style. And vehicles that are particularly for the aspects. I think we could easily do that. And for the other races, though, I think it'll be a lot harder to get more of an Imperial style way of doing. Like for Imperium, you got your Space Marines, Then you got your different chapters of Space Marines, and you got your Grey Knights, and then you've got your Custodies, and then you got your Imperial Guardsmen, or your Astra Militarum, and you've got your Sisters of Battle, and you've got your Agents of the Imperium, all of them having different codexes and different model ranges and all of that stuff. Honestly, it makes sense that other races could also have that level of detail to them, with just so many different variety in units and so much, you know, extra lore. But clearly they don't, because they don't think they're going to sell a bunch of Eldar stuff like that as easily. Or they don't think they're going to sell as much Tau stuff like that as easily. And it's sad in a way. It's just a thinking exercise, I suppose. Sounds awful. Imaginative. It would be a massive bloat. But at the same time, I'm just thinking about, like, how would other races have that, though? Because it does make the other races feel a little empty, with just how well explored the Imperium is and how diverse it is. It makes every single other race having these relatively small model ranges by comparison and very few codexes. Like, some of the other races have less model range than the Guardsmen alone. Actually, the Guardsmen have a massive model range, especially if you take some of the models that have been taken down from Forge World recently. The Imperium is the most fast faction. But it's not the most diverse. The Tau are more diverse than the Imperium, despite being much smaller. And much more flexible in the way that they operate. The Eldar are much older and ancient and have much more and have so many different organizations. And were once just as fast as the Imperium. The Necrons are arguably just as fast as the Imperium. It's just we don't know where most of the tomb worlds are yet. Until we rise up below you. Oh gosh. And are vastly more ancient. No, I just dropped the tail and now it's on the... I found it. I found it. Wasn't hard to find. Gosh. But Fluff and Hedge came up with it. Elder were as fast as Imperium, then they had a teeny tiny incident. It's only a small incident. It was only a... I mean, they still exist quite heavily in the webway. There's still a lot of them. Like, don't forget, there's a lot more Eldar than there are Tau. But still, the thing is that they're ancient and very varied. Each craft world is effectively its own, what's it called? Its own society, its own values and stuff, making them extremely varied. They have all the aspect warriors, they have the guardians, wraithbones, psychers. They have lots going on there that you could easily split into many codexes and many ways of doing things. Which I'm not saying they should do. I just thought it would be fun to think about how they could do it. Or if they could do it with the other races. Like, is there enough lore for them? Eldar, definitely if there's enough lore. I think Necrons have enough lore as well about it all. Because you got all the things about the, you know, the different... Oh, what do they call them? What do they call them? The different houses and dynasties of the Necrons, and also just how they run. Like, you got your destroyer cooks and stuff, and then you've got your guys who are in charge of maintaining everything. And you got your flayed ones, and you got all of that stuff. You could very easily expand upon all of that stuff. Dynasties, yeah. You could very easily expand on all of that in the same way that the Imperium's been expanded upon. And for years, we didn't have the Astra Militarum. Not the Astra Militarum. For years, we didn't have Imperial agents, and we didn't actually have Sisters of Battle for a long time. We had Sisters of Battle, but then they went away. The Grey Knights even went away at one point, I think. We didn't have the mech side. We didn't have the Knights. I mean, you did have Knights. It's just that they were things you could get for your other Imperial armies. You did have AdMech stuff, but that was just stuff that you could get for your other armies. Only really 2 codexes. The Space Marines and the Imperial Guards. Actually, I think Dark Angels and Black Templar and Space Wolves still had their own codexes. This is a battle went away because the Grey Knights were too busy turning them into fashionable. No, don't remind me of that. Stop it. No, bad. Bad, Anthony. But yeah. Oh, darn it. Fell off and found it. Come here, tail. Some found. Here it is. It was in the shadows of the wires. How many wolves did we build? This is the 13th. So we got 2 more wolves. How many gobos on the backs of wolves? 5. And we're both the front rank. We're both the command part of it. That's all that's important, really. I see. Don't say I see like that, like you're disappointed in me. I'm not a cat. This spot doesn't work on me. Still, stop it. Does this work? Bonk it. Bonk his head in. That incident. We want to forget about the incident. Howdy, Nathan. So who are the Warhammer good boys? These are the good boys. The little wolfy wolves. The little wolfy boys. Look at it. It's a little wolfy wolf. It goes yum 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 yum. And it's 32 years old. Look at it. 33 maybe. Look at this. 1992. 1992. Games Workshop. Copyrighted. Don't make me get for box. Oh gosh. No, don't fight back, Anthony. You're meant to be bonked. God, I'm gonna be 32 in 29 days. I'm an old fart, an ugly, horrible, grouchy old man. No, you're not. Do you think these wolves are ugly, grouchy, and horrible? Look at them. Look at this big iron jaw we gave him. Look at him. He's going back, back, back. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Nom, nom, nom. He's adorable. He's a good boy. He's an adorable little good boy. He's 32 years old. You see the dinosaurs when you were little. Oh my gosh. Such a mean thing to say. I say Talan's a meanie cake. Talan's this person who goes around kicking old people. That underjaw looks like a death ring from WoW. Oh. It was on my bits box. I think it was from some orc. But World of Warcraft was originally inspired by Warhammer, if you wanted to know. Apparently, Warcraft developers and stuff were greatly inspired by Warhammer Fantasy Battle and World of Warcraft descends somewhat. That's why the orcs in World of Warcraft look so much like orcs, or you know, so similar in fact, bright green skin with big tusks. Because they were inspired by Warhammer Fantasy Battle. And StarCraft was originally going to be apparently a 40k game, I've heard. Or was it Warcraft was originally going to be a Warhammer Fantasy game, but the deal fell through. So it got transformed. One of the other. I think it was StarCraft got transformed. And Warcraft was inspired by. It might be the other way around. You know, Blizzard had to change the name of the gyro bombers and steam tanks because of DW. They changed to flying machine and oh my gosh. That's so uninventive. I mean, I can understand them getting the name change because they've already taken so much inspiration from Games Workshop. But that's just creative bankruptcy when you just change your name like that. That's creative bankruptcy. And we know that Blizzard has some money to be more creative because they've been working for employees to death for little to no pay. This change persisting to this day. Oh my gosh, that's stupid. I hope people blame Blizzard for that and not Games Workshop because that's a Blizzard problem. Thomas directly contributed to both WoW and StarCraft. Yeah. Here's a fun fact. Doom players were invented when a Warlock engineer saw a gyrocopter crash and continued to rotate the blades in a circle. Oh. Wait, aren't gyrocopter blades made out of really light materials like fabric and wood though? Everyone blames Blizzard. Yeah. Good. Good. But yeah, they are pretty fun. The gyrocopters. Hashtag blame Blizzard. Good. I'm not a big fan of Blizzard. Blizzard's not a great company. There's some great game developers work there. And some great artists and programmers and stuff. They didn't get treated right by Blizzard. I've also had some pretty terrible ones come from Blizzard, mind you. There we go. Missing entirely for World of Warcraft for MMO. In fact, they rarely have used the tanks since the days of Warcraft 3. Oh, that makes sense. World of Warcraft definitely seemed to try and separate itself a lot more from its origin. From the Games Workshop IP. Probably because of how big it was and how much money they invested in it. They didn't want to risk Games Workshop being like, hey, where's my paycheck? Please no one get mad at me, but Blizzard Comic Cons have just turned into OnlyFans cosplay conventions of dudes that look like the WoW guy from South Park. What? Well, I never knew Blizzard had Comic Cons, and also that isn't the WoW guy from South Park actually based on like somebody's father who's actually like a really nice person? like someone who worked at Blizzard. Like, oh no, isn't he? Isn't he based on someone who worked at Blizzard rather? And then his son worked at Blizzard. There we go. That's what I've heard anyway. Look at that! 15 wolves! So here's 15 wolves. We don't have any boys on them, but you can see... I don't know if they were originally made for to have goblins put on the backs of them. Because obviously these models, the goblins are from 2000. And the wolves are obviously from 1992, so they're 8 years older. I don't know if they were originally with a different goblin model, but if you look, the fur on the back doesn't... They clearly got detailed fur where the goblins sit. It actually makes it difficult to glue the goblin to them because it's not smooth enough sticking it. So I'm wondering if they were originally just meant to be wolves that were separated, but then they just decided to put goblins on the backs. Oh, also, Cupcake, make sure you give all the membership coins to Salam for helping me with a men boss, a real Transylvanian G. I think he's a Romanian G. He's a Romanian rat. I'll give him all the membership. I'll give him a membership head pats. There you go. Membership. Actually, wait a minute. We can have hug. Mass hug. Mass. Oh, you can hug Talan. Type exclamation mark. Hug. Spend space. Then at Talan17. Enter. And then just send it. And your little cupcake will go and hug Talan's cupcake. So. Oh gosh. I could just have everyone hug Talan. Mass hug at Talan. There you go. Conjuror is so good at avoiding pay rises, she invented the company pizza party. What are you on about? What are you on about? You don't get pay. There's no... Okay, I'll give you a pay multiplier of 10 times. Is that good? Oh, gosh. Yeah. She's so good at it. Look, I just offered you a pay multiplier of times 10. That's amazing. My maths is a lot off, but isn't times 10 still? Shh. Shh. Talan's not good at maths. He's a rat. He didn't pass that school. But I remember with a Hobbit, Tolkien wrote that the gobbles of the Misty Mountains rode atop wargs, so that's why Warhammer gobble riders ride wolves. Oh, I know that stuff. I'm just wondering if these models came before the goblins. Or at least before the goblin wolf riders. Because if you just look at them, they're clearly made... It looks like they're made without the idea that gobbles would sit atop of them. And then later, they added gobbles to the top of them. Like, these are 8 years older than the goblins. I know why they've decided to have wolf riders. I'm just wondering if these wolves were originally designed just to be wolves. And then later they were added in. I'm being paid a very multiplied 0. If I work hard enough, I will be paid not. Oh. 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 McDonald had the farm, E-I-E-I-O. And that farm he had a cheeseburger, E-I-E-I-O. And a Pizza Hut, and a Pizza Hut. What's this? Where's that going? There's noise. No. Don't get me copyright struck. There we go. You will pay. Oh, good bunny. Hello. I'd never pay anyone. I've never paid anyone in my life. I say this, and I've like spent so much money on artists this year and riggers. Bum, ba bum, ba 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 bum, ba bum, ba bum, bum bum ba da da bum bum, ba 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 da 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 da. Bum ba dum. The European taste buds couldn't handle a cheeseburger. I love cheeseburgers. Cheeseburgers don't have much flavour though, because they're just beef, a little bit of salt. Actually, it depends, because like American cheeseburgers have all sorts of weird things put into them. You know, that's not great for American needs to raise the health and food safety standards. Oh my gosh, it's insane. And like add more clarity for customers. Feels like a dystopia every time I look at the American food issues. Woolug looks good. Cheeseburger, look at screen to see red burger conjure emote. Yeah! Look at it! Look if it's a little chicken burger. Chicken burger. I can't have those chicken burgers anymore. It's sad. I've not had a chicken burger in so long. Because they all have onion in them now. Sad. Well, it's not just me being picky or something. I just can't have onion. It makes me ill. Make it yourself. Yeah, but I don't want to make it myself. It's sad. I'd have to get muffins. And I'd have to get... And it never tastes as good. Because it's not as cheap. Because I'll make it myself. It'll be like high quality homemade stuff. But it's like not cheap. That was processed in a factory. I want to process in a factory. I mean, I guess I got my tempura chicken, but tempura chicken doesn't taste the same. It's not as easy to eat. Not reconstituted chicken. You send me one of those heart attack burgers and I will show you a completely devoured burger. Oh my gosh, you're just getting burgers appear everywhere. Wait, why did the attack emote appear? Oh, heart attack, that's why. Chicken burger. Chicken burger. Chicken burger, I love chicken burgers. Chicken burger, I love chicken burgers. Chicken burger, I love chicken burgers. They're tasty as hell and tasty and good. Bum, bottom, 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 bottom. I'll take a quadruple bypass burger. No! You're not allowed to die. I won't allow it. At least not being in America, you can afford the healthcare of eating one of the quadruple bypass burgers. Oh, that's a good thing. That is a funny thing about America versus, everywhere else it feels for size of food and portions. It's like a kid's meal in America is a large adult-sized meal in Britain. It's crazy. Oh. That's insane. America's insane. At times it doesn't feel like a real country. So in Nevada, we essentially got two big cities, Las Vegas and Reno. Reno is famous for a giant sloppy juicy burger called for Awful Awful, and it's effing oh no. Why is it called for awful, awful? Also, I've heard of Reno. Isn't like where lots of old people live? Or at least that's what the cartoons tell me. Like almost everything I know from about America comes from cartoons, like The Simpsons. Or Gumball. Or Bluey. I'm joking, Bluey is an Australian show. America is a myth, it can't hurt you. Meanwhile, America. Oh gosh. US of A. Never learn about the past. Never learn about the past. I only saying that because I recently learned about the 50s and 60s and what people were doing then. It's like, you know, yuck. Drug law, no, I shouldn't say that word. What's a different word? What's a better word? Laws and pharmaceuticals and stuff have sure changed since then. It got the name Awful Awful because it's just created in the 40s. A food critic ate it and said, I don't know what it's called, but it's awfully big and awfully good. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I'm entering a food coma already just from that. Oh gosh. I had a spaghetti bolognese today and it was way too... I say bolognese, it wasn't a spaghetti bolognese because I used chicken, not minced meat, not minced beef. But I made way too much sauce with the amount of pasta I had. I felt like going into a food coma after that. There we go. 5 of those guys built, but it's actually like 7:30, and I think at this point I need to say, because I've had too many long streams this week, and next week I'll get the schedule out today, I hope. Don't know if I got thumbnails up today though, but next week we're going to take it slower. There won't be a member stream because I don't want to member stream. I don't want a member. I don't want to do a member stream because I don't want to reduce the number of normal streams I do. Because that feels like I'm taking away from people. And also, I want to take it easier this week. So we're only going to do one long stream, and that's going to be Friday Warhammer. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to do Dungeon Crawler. Because that's a game I've been just playing for fun. And I feel like tomorrow, I just want a nice, relaxing game to play. That we could just have fun together. And I don't need to use my brain. I just want to relax. I want to have a nice, relaxing week. On Monday, Tuesday, we might play Hollow Cure. I'm not sure. Maybe Project Zomboid could be good. Maybe we'll play Ultra Kill or something like that. Wednesday will be another work-along stream in the afternoon. And... Thursday will be my day off. Saturday we'll probably make more orcs and goblins. Oh, maybe we'll make a boss. I've got this boss that needs to be converted. Maybe we'll work on him. Turn brain off, play Overkill. Something is off here. Wait, is Overkill a really difficult game? I don't know anything about Overkill other than... Sorry, I need to hydrate. It's for me. No, no. Okay, maybe we won't play Overkill. Maybe we'll play Hollow Cure. Wait, is it? No, it's called Ultra Kill, isn't it? Ultra Kill, not Overkill. Sorry, Ultra Kill. Is it called Ultra Kill? On Saturday, we might play more. No, we'll probably play more of a Halo ODST. Ultra Kill, yeah, that's it. That's what it's called. Ultra Kill is like Doom. That's on. So it's a bit like what's it called? The Warhammer one, Bolt Gun. Because that was pretty fun. I just didn't feel like correcting you. Oh my gosh. Alan, I'm gonna throw a box at you. Get in there and then shake yourself about because I'm too tired. Oh, I'm too tired. Just let me remove the mold lines in your skin. Just like, I was being nice. No! It's so mean, the meanest of them all. Why would you say that? That's so mean, a mean thing to say. Oh my god. You want to see our little boss? Oh yeah, there's a little musician. He's got a big smile on his face because he's a little musician. He's a little musician. Or a big... Oh, and every single wolf in the front rank is armed with a... He has a armored head. Yeah. A shield. He's got a sword. He's ready to duel people. Yeah. This is something I really want them to add to Warhammer, Total War 3. And that's what they used to have this in for old games as well. And that's giving every single unit a banner person. Because they used to have this in for old Total War games. Almost every unit could go into battle and they had at least one banner, sometimes up to 4 of them. And now they don't do that. They don't have people with banners in Warhammer Total War 3. And it's weird. And they don't have musicians. But there's a lot of stuff that was in old Total War games that they had in the board game for Warhammer Fantasy Battle. But then when they made the Total War Warhammer Fantasy Battle, they didn't have these things that were in old Total War games. It's like, what? Why not? Oh, banners, musicians. Banners, musicians. They even had sergeants in the old games that, you know, were a little bit better than your normal people. And that's what you have in Warhammer as well. We need to get that stuff in Warhammer. That's it. So that's going in the box. That, put yourself in the box. Da, 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 da. Na, 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 na. Ooh, and Vigor came back to me of saying that the model's nearly finished. Does that mean I'm going to be revealing a new model or a new outfit soon? Maybe. Maybe. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to end the stream now. So, actually, I've been forgetting to raid. Before we go, is there anyone you want me to raid? Is there anyone who's live right now who we should raid? Oh, Mai's live. Simply's live. Oh my gosh, 2 people we know are live. Let me turn off my desktop audio so I can see what they're doing. Mai is Satsuing. Simply is... Ow, my ears. Gaming. cdkeys.com. It's been going 3 hours. She might be ending soon. Kasumi is... been going for 31 minutes. Okay, she just started. Okay, Cupcake Raid. We've not done this forever. Cupcake. Type this. Cupcake Raid. Copy and paste this thing and go into Mai's chat and say, hello, Cupcake sent me, Cupcake Raid, all of that good stuff. Send her lots of love. So thank you for coming to the stream, all of that good stuff. Love heart to you all. Take care of yourself, all of that good stuff. Goodbye, everybody. Love you all. Work hard, play hard. Oh, wrong one. Bye-bye. Love you all.